an opportunity that we can't pass on.
E te te tā no mai rā. Welcome to Palmerston North at Fly Palmy Arena, where we are just about ready to get underway watching Pukekohe High School take on Hutt International Boys School in what promises to be a very competitive encounter. Welcome to Dylan Boucher, well-known former player and now head of Basketball New Zealand. Good to have you here, Dylan.
Kia ora, Tim. How you doing?
I'm well, thanks. I'm well. What do you know about these two teams, Dylan?
I don't know a lot. I know I've seen a little bit of Pukekohe High School, but I don't know much about Hutt International Boys. But watching them warm up, I can see some of them making some nice looking shots. So I'm interested to see how they perform out here tonight.
Yeah, it should be good. A good game. I think fairly competitive. I think we should also mention early on that Hutt International have suffered a little bit of a setback over the last few days with losing some players, and you'll notice that they've got a very short bench at the moment. Just 8 fit players, which this early in the tournament's got to be a real source of concern for their coach, Jackson Stubbins.
Yeah, pretty tough on day 2 to be down to 8 already with a few injuries. And, you know, Jackson is a great coach, so we no doubt he'll be very strategic in his rotations today, knowing that, you know, there's going to be more games to go for the rest of the tournament, and he wants to have no less than 8 on the floor.
Yeah, it's a tricky prospect for him. They've already played this morning in a very, very good game with Mount Maunganui College, which they lost by 7, very competitive, and I can tell you that took a bit out of the tank, so it'll be interesting to see how they shape up here. But as you said, Jackson, a really talented young coach. I've had a lot to do with him over the last few years. He played for me a few years back and struck me at the time as a really intelligent player, and he's taken that ability through to the coaching field. He's done some wonderful work in the last few years with the teams he's had under his tuition.
Well, he's definitely going to be tested this afternoon. A good Pukekohe High School side, and you know, obviously with the 8 players as we talked about, it's going to be a challenge in itself, but you know, hopefully for him, he will be able to rise to the occasion and get the best out of his players.
He always seems to. The last few years I've been really impressed with the way he gets his players to play perhaps better than the sum of the parts. So hopefully he can do more of the same today. This Pukekohe High School team, they're a great story from part of the Franklin make-up over the last few years, and Jamie Reddish I see down there as the assistant coach, and he's done some wonderful work with Franklin basketball in general over the last few years, and you would have had a bit to do with that, I guess, over the past few years yourself, Dylan.
Yeah, was fortunate enough to be part of helping the Franklin Bulls get set up into the NBL, but obviously Jamie's got a real passion for the game and for the region, and has done some great things out there, and the Bulls are a very solid Sal's NBL team now, and you're seeing, apart from the mullets you see on the bench here, which are some of the best in the league, they certainly play as a whānau, and you know, they really get behind each other and support each other, and Jamie leads that from the front.
Yeah, there's a lot to really like about what they've done there over the last few years, and I think it was pretty obvious who that gentleman standing with his back to us was with that mullet, as you mentioned. It was Brodie Perry, I think, who was one of their development players over the last few years. He's obviously down here supporting the young fellas. It's his old high school, and it's great to see him down here supporting his mates, which is brilliant. We're just about ready for a tip-off, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other mullet is his brother. So they know how to grow a good mullet, the Perry boys.
Yeah, I had one in my day. I know you've done a couple in your day. Yeah, remember those?
Absolutely.
If only I had that much hair to do that now, it would be brilliant. But unfortunately, there's not. just waiting on the bench now by the looks of things to get a couple of things sorted. There's a couple of players I'm really looking forward to watching here. The number 12 for Hutt International, Aubrey Chunga, who I think's a really, really good player in the making. I think we'll look forward to seeing him show us what he can do. And I would mention the Hutt International bench, but there's really not too many sitting there. So we'll see how we go. Right, just about ready for tip-off. So Pukekohe the first possession, and they move the ball back out to the right left wing. It's skipped across to a second side now.
Kelso looks to attack down the middle. Nice kick out. Short turn down the jumper, back to Kelso. Easy two to get started.
A really nice tack from Pukekohe High School, not playing in traffic, making the pass early, and couldn't ask for a better start in terms of playing in space and generating a good look.
Just keep an eye on Kelso. He's got a heavily strapped thumb, which makes me probably think he got a good hard hack on day one. And he's probably nursing a pretty sore thumb right now. And he did put that shot up with the right hand and didn't look to be too much discomfort. But watch the space on if he penetrates.
Yeah, well, I think we just saw Pukekohe showing 2-3 zone there, and then on the first pass matching up, which is a little bit of deception, which is nice to see early in the game. There's been a lot of zone played at this tournament so far, Dylan.
Yeah, there has been a lot of zone, and you know, I'm a big fan of junking it up with zone and man, and you know, especially at this age, confusing the opposition, making you think you're in a zone and then changing it to a man is always a good strategy. And
here's something that you'll be familiar with from your playing days. I think they're in a point drop at the moment, 3-2 point drop with Aubrey playing at the top of that. Not an easy zone for young players to play, actually.
No, it's not, and you know, you saw there Kelso driving in fearless into the traffic. Doesn't look too worried about the strapped thumb, and we'll go to the free throw line for two.
I remember working with these young fellas maybe 3 or 4 years ago up in Pukekohe and shooting clinic, and this young man was one of the guys that was at that clinic, and he's really come along as a player nicely. Really impressed with his development over the last few years.
Yeah, it's certainly been helped along. He looks to have stretched out and grown a bit, and you know, he was always probably the smallest one on the floor, and you know, because he was always the youngest, but certainly dedicated to his craft, and he's, you know, reaping the rewards now as he's growing and getting older.
Yep, for sure. And really stretching the floor a little bit, Pukekohe. They're looking to take a lot of passes away, especially ball reversals at the moment. Forced to travel.
Yep, and they've probably got a bit lucky on that, not being a 5-second violation on that one as well. So nevertheless, get the ball back, and Hibs a little bit out of sync right now. Pukekohe looking in control as we early stages of this game.
Little gets action, he gives it straight back. Rebound from Chonga, he's away now. I like the way he plays with his eyes up, Dylan. He surveys the floor very well.
He looks patient. He looks patient as a player. Nice cut.
Well, that's a great follow.
Yeah. Chunga with the putback. Good active offensive board.
Good length for a point guard too. He's about 6'3", and Jackson tells me his wingspan is about 6'10", which looking at it, I'm not doubting that actually, looking at those arms.
They got some length to them.
Yeah, they have.
Beautiful drive there by Nathaniel Short. We'll go to the line for the N1. Splashes that with ease. Extended pressure now from Pukekohe.
4-point lead early for them.
Easily broken by Chunga.
Hibs hitting the offensive glass, generate a second look. Second offensive rebound from Bruno. Pair of brothers in this team. Good find in the corner, perhaps not on time target, but certainly threw it the right place.
Yeah, certainly moving the ball well. Both teams are letting the ball move and just not seeing the finishing at the end of it that they need, though.
Rejected the ball screen there, perhaps took it into a bit of traffic, but Pukekohe find an offensive board and put it back in.
Otanuku with a nice O board and putback.
Oh, good pass too, I like that.
Yep.
Moving the ball nicely.
Absolutely.
I think Jackson's been a real stalwart of his teams playing in that fashion. They like the 5 out. I like to see the ball moving. big fan of running multiple triggers to generate advantage, and then, as we say, getting into the dominoes and generate that open look. Very encouraging coach, likes his players to take open looks, gives them all effectively the green light, which I think is the only way to go at this level of the game.
Absolutely, and great hands there, got it back. Nice D. Watanuku on both ends right now. Kicks it ahead, short.
I really like that though, Dylan, the fact that these boys have the confidence and have been given, I guess, permission to be able to shoot that open three in transition. It's good to see.
Absolutely. Sometimes I think boys this age don't need permission, Tim. I think they're going to take that shot regardless, and generally, a lot of the coaches these days will give them those confidence to be able to take those shots, which is nice to see.
You'll see them play a lot off Bruno at the top there with that catch. He's a reasonably mobile, he's a strong boy, puts it to the floor quite well, and has a good ability to create off the bounce for a bigger player.
Yeah, absolutely. To the line for and one. Good high archer. Oh, boards.
Something went wrong there on the box out, I think.
Or lack of.
Yes. Well, nice aggressive take.
Strong drive.
And Hibbs showing some really good signs here in the last few possessions, and looks like an early timeout for Pukekohe High School.
Yeah, I'd say probably, looking at that, I would say they're not disappointed at the defence on the drive. It'll be more the O boards, I think, that'll be wanting to talk about the lack of box out.
The simple things, they need to be done well before we even consider the more difficult things.
The simple things are generally what makes the game a lot easier. You do the simple things well and the game becomes a lot easier. And at this age in particular, if you take care of the finer details, you can usually build a lead just based on the basics.
Absolutely. So you've been here since yesterday, Dylan? You came up from Wellington?
I flew in from Auckland actually this morning, so been here just for the day so far, and I like what I see. I enjoy coming to this tournament, and we see a great array of talent in both genders, and I've just finished watching a really strong girls game, Mount Albert Grammar versus Tauranga Girls. Was an exciting game and some real talent, and Tauranga Girls ran away with it at the end, but some nice skill on display, and good. Certainly in the men's side of the game, you've seen a good mixture of some talented players, some good athletes, some nice attacks on the rim, and some beautiful shooting. So the skill level certainly is elevated, and it's exactly what we want to see. And there's a lot of athletes really taking their craft seriously, and it's on display at this tournament.
Yeah, I'm pleased you mentioned the shooting aspect, something we really want to see a lot of in terms of the country progressing in that area, something that really needs to happen. And we see another good example of a young man who's perfectly happy to let it fly. So I've been looking for that in particular over the last few days. Just having a look at the way people are shooting the ball and footwork and how they're generating shots for themselves off the bounce. And I think generally the signs are promising.
Yeah, it's such an important aspect, especially on the international game. As a nation, we have to be able to shoot the ball well. We execute well as a country. But it's only if you execute well and don't knock a shot down at the end of it, then it lets you let yourselves down. It's a nice drive.
I saw a good example of that earlier today when Palmerston North Boys High took on Waimea College, and Palmerston North did some wonderful work early, generated a lot of good looks, but just couldn't put the ball in the hole, and it allowed Waimea to get away on them early. And that Waimea team looks very, very good early, I think, Dylan.
Yeah, they obviously, Hayden Jones leading from the front with that group, but Phil Jones has got them executing well, and there's a lot of shooters on that team that aren't afraid to let the ball fly, and it's interesting when you see a coach like Phil Jones and really encouraging his players to shoot the ball, which is nice to see. Back to this game, short called for the offensive foul there, a little bit aggressive on the drive. Earns himself a seat on the bench.
Nice little gets action, he turns, a little keeper, well done. And he's fouled on the way to the rim.
Yeah, he earned that one. Kelso coming across for the block, just gets a little bit too much body. We see, I can only hope the pronunciation is Bouchereau.
It's a tough one, that one.
It is.
I think you're right, though. I think you've got it.
Cooper Bouchereau to the line.
Cooper to the line to shoot two.
Nice. Makes the first. Let's just keep a close eye on the box out from Pukekohe on this one to see see if they make amends for the last free throw.
Did a good job getting across and anticipate boxing out the shooter at first, but the ball fell in his hands and young Kelso came away with it. And Pukekohe have possession.
Hibs have looked like they've turned up the pressure a little bit.
Another player you can look forward to seeing, Dylan, here is young Noah Carrion, who's, I think he's still a year 9, and he will be playing. Ordinarily, I guess we may not see him as much with a full squad, but he's going to play today, and he's a lot of fun to watch. Little man, but he plays like a big one.
Yeah, is that him sitting on with the warm-up shirt on there? Yeah,
one of the two.
Yeah. Are they down to 7 players now?
They're down to 7 at the moment.
Oh, wow.
You really got to feel for them in a tournament this long, with this many games. I think potentially 8 games, possibly 9 for some teams, isn't it?
Yeah, I remember watching, I think it was 2 years ago, Whangarei girls, I think it was, were down to, I think, 5 or 6 players. Beautiful out-of-bounds play. Not finished well, unfortunately, but Zabala had an opportunity. Great drawn-up play. As Kelso attacks the rim. Nice little floater. Uses every bit of the rim and drops.
Yeah, I like that. He saw a little bit of space in front of him and he didn't take it too deep. Got his shot off before he was encountering the traffic. Fortuitous kick out and a little bit off balance, but he manages to get it there. And there's another strong drive from Bruno, but he perhaps threw up a little bit of a wild shot. Pukekohe comes away with it again. And we're 10-7 early.
Oh, good physicality with the bump off. Gets his own board. Puts it back.
Rolls it in.
Hotonuku again. Been efficient on the inside so far in this game at both ends.
Yeah, he's been very physical, and I think perhaps Hutt International are going to have to do a better job of dealing with that this game. Otherwise, they could find he's on the boards a lot more than we've seen already.
Pukekohe doing a great job on the on-ball D, managing to get over the screens, negating any on-balls. Keenan with the 3.
Kelso, another rebound.
Kelso is a Swiss Army knife, I think, for Pukekohe. Does a bit of everything.
Yep.
Is aggressive on offense, but plays good D. Got good length and rebound.
So it looks to me like Hibs are now in a traditional 3-2. They were playing a bit of point drop earlier, so mixing up the zones.
Yeah,
Kelso, I think it's important.
Kelso again with the good D at one end, attacks with a nice kick out. Splash.
That looks like a shot that would go down fairly frequently, I think.
Eli Johnson did not hesitate on that one, as Hibs are forced to call a timeout.
And I think rightly so. I think that was 3 scores in succession, and the lead has ballooned out slightly. 6.5 minutes into the first quarter, Pukekohe High School lead Hibs by 15-7.
Yeah, no better feeling when you drive in and you kick it out to a shooter and they knock it down. You know, it really forces the D to have to make some changes. I think Kelso's done a good job getting his feet in the paint and making the right decision. Shot a floater before, this time he kicks out, as rewarded with a nice 3 by Eli Johnson.
He's certainly had a big impact on the game so far, both ends too. He's done a very good job so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I see the announcement of our new Tall Black coach today.
Yeah, obviously excited for Judd Flavel to take over the helm from Pero Cameron, and one Northland man to another. And guys who have, you know, really put their heart and soul into that black jersey, and Judd's no different, and comes in with obviously high expectations, with, you know, coming off back-to-back Sal's NBL championships with the Canterbury Rams, but you know, just his passion for the jersey and his desire to make New Zealand basketball better there's not many out there that can, you know, say they're at that same level. So we're excited for him, and he's at this tournament as well, watching his daughter Bailey play for Takapuna Grammar. So excited for the next chapter. Yeah,
and my congratulations to Judd as well. He's been a patient man. He's been a tremendous coach for quite a while now, and it's nice to see him being afforded this opportunity. I'm sure he'll do a wonderful job.
No doubt. Back
to the game now, and we've got Aubrey Chunga in possession. Looking to post early with Bruno down low. Yeah, good skip.
Oh, nice finish.
Really good finish. Possibility of and one there, I thought, but he got away with it, and we move on. And good work from Hibs, who respond well straight out of that timeout.
Good hustle. Picked up by Keenan. Wanted a call.
Yeah.
Doesn't get anything. Stubbins wanted the call. Oh, we got,
I think we have got a call. Yes.
Better late than never.
Okay, the foul was called as late, but we'll take that. And we'll see what Hibs can produce in terms of a baseline out of bounds play here. Always interested in this, the little things like this, Dylan.
Absolutely. Telefono having a conversation with the referee.
In fact, they've called it on the shot, so that's fair enough.
Doesn't convert on the first. Gets second opportunity. These are the ones when you're trying to stop the lead blowing out. You really got to make free throws, as he does. Keenan knocks down the second.
I would suggest back into that point drop again now.
Oh, Cardinalson. Yeah. How many times in a basketball game we see players turn down a shot and step on the out of bounds line? More often than you'd want from a coach.
Well, it's what I call a negative step, and it's something you want to eliminate from your game pretty much everywhere, and that is the very worst place on the court to do it.
You're a technician of the game, Tim. What do you put it down to? Beautiful drive, a great block.
I think a lot of players feel like it generates extra momentum, the step backwards, and that may well be true, but there's also the time element of that negative step. So I think it's something with young players you can really work on, making sure anything they do is with a forward momentum rather than that little negative step.
Nice from Chunga for the first. Do you put it down to the weight possibly being back too far, not having the weight forward?
I think it has a lot to do with the footwork on catch. I'm a big fan of left-right footwork, whether it be stepping into the ball or stepping sideways when you're in that corner. And we actually do a lot of work with our young players on ensuring that they don't step out on that particular play, because it's, as you say, I think we've seen that maybe, I've seen games this year where it's happened maybe 5 or 6 times. And that's, that's a number of turnovers you just can't afford.
Absolutely.
Kelso's been very impressive so far, Dylan.
Yeah, he has.
Really like that move.
Yeah, nice spin move, get good length to be able to finish out with the right hand. Interesting conversation when you talk about shooting, as we see a nice drive of the finish with the left. With a great Kirk Penny over at the Hall of Fame dinner where we started talking about shooters, and he's a proponent of the left-right. Oh, we see another one. Oh, Riley Fern. That's a coach killer.
There's 2 turnovers in as many possessions, so, it certainly needs to be addressed.
Riley will be disappointed with himself in that one. He's probably just got to let that one fly and not go off the dribble. Oh, at the other end, the same thing.
It's an epidemic, Dylan. There's something started in Palmerston North.
Definitely, that's definitely contagious.
Karen, what were you saying about Kirk Penny?
Yeah, Kirk was a big proponent of, he's coaching at Wisconsin Badgers now, and he was a big proponent of the stepping into the shot as opposed to the going off 2 feet. And he was saying that's how he's teaching it.
Yep.
And the big thing he talked about over there was being relaxed when you're shooting, not being tight.
Stress-free, yeah.
Stress-free.
Really critical if you want to become a really good shooter of the ball. Releasing any possible tension you might have in your shot, eliminating that wherever you can. With the footwork, I've actually developed a little bit more in the last few years, realizing that, if you look at some of the very great scorers, they don't limit themselves to one piece of footwork. Very rare to see Steph Curry use the same footwork twice on any 2 shots.
Yeah.
But I think for young players, when they're learning their trade and they're trying to become consistent catch and shoot players, I think it's the best footwork in terms of doing that. And obviously it's a starting point, but developing on top of that's really important.
Yeah. You've got your wish. Noah Carrion has checked into the game, the little man.
He's my favourite player. See what he does. They've got him stationed in that weak side corner, and there's a reason for that, Dylan.
He likes to let it fly.
He shoots it well for a young man. Here's a few difficulties, obviously, with playing against much bigger, older competition. It can be awkward, but it's never through lack of effort for the young man. Pukekohe coming down again. A bit of a cut slide from Kelso then. He's doing his very best to play in space.
On cue.
And there's that size issue that Noah had to deal with, but he did well.
He did well. Didn't pick up a foul.
I don't think any of them can afford to right now. A nice post entry.
Good
Great pass.
physicality, great pass.
And he chase it down again, which is good. Unfortunately, that will be either a back quarter or out of bounds.
Yep.
I love the effort going after that offensive rebound, though. Hibs hanging in there, Dylan, at the moment.
Yeah, I think they're hanging in there because they're working. You know,
Yep.
they're on the boards, they're getting second chance opportunities. But, I mean, Pukekohe probably would like to have gone into this maybe up 10, but just a 5-point lead at the moment.
You kind of feel like it should be a 10-point lead, right?
It really should be. Oh, beautiful from Kelso. Oh, good block from Chunga. Gets it back.
And there's those long arms that we were talking of earlier.
Well, he was
into
beat.
play.
He was beat, and he came back in the play. It was
Really
nice.
recovered nicely.
It's a good little matchup with Chunga and Kelso right now.
Yeah,
There he is. Splash. He caught it. Carrion with the wide open three.
The little man, big bucket. Well done, Noah.
Oh, and plays D at the other end.
Probably got caught overplaying a little bit, especially with just so few seconds on the clock. But he's
Yeah.
done well. And if we look at the score, it's 19-17 to Pukekohe, and it's anyone's game.
Absolutely. A great execution there. Knocked down a three, brings it back to a 2-point game.
Yeah, we've seen a good one so far. Few errors, which I guess is only natural with young players like this. Well, actually with old ones too. But, you know, we've seen a few errors that they'd like to eliminate. Certainly those stepping out of bounds, travel call or two. But there's been some very good basketball played. Nice spacing from both teams. Not playing on top of each other. Giving each other room to play. And I think there's a lot to like from what we've seen so far.
Absolutely. And we spoke about it, you know, before the game started around the fundamentals. You know, those fundamentals are so important. You eliminate those turnovers from your game. You know, Pookie may have had a bigger lead right now, but, you know, you have a couple of mistakes. The good thing is it was in the first part of the game, so you get a chance to rectify it in the latter stages. But Hibs will be happy where they're at, and I think Jackson Stubbers will be reasonably happy going into the breakdown too. Yeah,
I think you're right. I think you'll be pleased with the last couple of minutes and the way they've settled into their work a little bit better. And certainly that corner three from Noah certainly didn't hurt. And I don't think that touched anything but the bottom of the net.
Sure didn't. That's nothing. No better feeling when you come off the bench and you get your first touch and you splash it. He'll be taking a lot of confidence into the second part.
Yeah, for sure.
Talk to me a little bit about Hutt International Boys School. What do you know about the school itself?
It's a private boys' school in the Hutt, obviously. And I know Jackson's been there this year working with them. I went down and did a couple of clinics with them in January, I think it was, before the season really kicked off. Shooting clinics primarily and a little bit of work on conceptual offence. And it's nice to see they're putting those things into practice. I don't know much else about the school itself except that, you know, they're really supporting their basketball program. And they may need to find some more players next season. But at the moment, you know, the fact they've never been to a national tournament before, and here they are after 1 year of attempting to qualify, is real credit to Jackson and to the school and to his players. You know, they've done a fantastic job. I got to see them at the Zone 3 regionals, and they worked really hard to get themselves to national tournament, and you can see in the players that it was something they all really wanted. And full credit to them, they made it, and here they are. First time ever for the school.
Yeah, great. Fantastic. Is this Pukekohe High School's first time at nationals as well, or were they here last year?
I've seen them a couple of times now, and they've actually performed very well. I know last year, I think they finished, they may well have finished 9th, I think, last year, if I remember correctly. But they've had some good wins at national tournaments in the last couple of years.
Yeah, like we talked about, you know, the Franklin program they're building out there is really strong. The numbers out there are huge. It's a big growth area, and I think you're going to see them as regulars at this tournament.
Yeah, for sure. I think obviously Jamie's done a whole lot of work with the Franklin region, getting it where it's, but also Joe, his brother, has done a wonderful job as well. I talked with Joe a lot about the game, and he's a real technician. He's an assistant coach with the Franklin Bulls at the moment. He knows the game very, very well, and he's done some really good work with their development program as well.
Yeah, it was good to see him with the Breakers on the weekend. See him there working as an intern coach, so getting some good reps up at the highest level.
Now, I know he enjoys that immensely too.
Good look inside. Zabala wasn't able to convert the little righty hook. He's got the tough matchup on Kelso.
Well, Noah switches out on the ball screen. Another good find. Perhaps not quite on target with the pass, but the right pass.
Good strong move.
It was a very Dylan Boucher-esque move on the rebound there.
Tupaia with the little steal under there.
Sneaking up behind someone, stealing the ball.
Oh, that was pretty.
He probably could have a hint of a treble possibly, but he did maintain really good control of his body despite taking bumps from all directions.
Yeah, good natural athlete. We see we're going to see a sub come in here. I think Short may have picked up his second or third foul. We don't have the stats on hand right now, but he certainly got subbed out pretty quickly after that one. So he either made a mistake or he's picked up a crucial foul as we see him subbed out of the game, and Otonuku coming back in.
Oh, I would say we'll keep an eye on the bench, but I think our eyes are too old to even see it from here, Dylan. I'm not sure. You like the new scoreboard?
Love it.
Yep.
Looks great.
Yeah.
With the LED strip down the bottom. Turnover.
Eyes are up,
Chance
surveying
to
the
take
floor.
the lead here.
Oh, excellent return pass.
Great pass.
That's well deserved. There's some really good basketball on display there.
Great basketball. Keenan knocks down the corner. Now, your little man Carrion's really made a difference, and he's come into this game, made some good decisions.
Well, and they've switched the ball screen
Beautiful.
out. Really good play. Now, perhaps our viewers may not have seen what happened in that instance, but I think it's worth commenting that the young fella, Noah Carrion, was switched onto a big player in the ball screen and then had the wherewithal and the presence of mind to switch again and switch one of his bigger teammates onto the dive. Which
very rare to see that at this age, to be honest. I mean, if he's a year 9, he was looking for the switch too.
Yeah, I think it was predetermined that was going to be happening.
When you've got a year 9 probably telling a year 13 what should be happening, you know he's a pretty clued on basketball player.
Yeah, no, I was really impressed with that. Hey, in the end, it didn't count for anything, but it's nice to see that there's that much intelligence going on the court.
Great block. Met him at the rim.
I would say he met him above it.
Yeah, Chunga says no.
Really impressive.
Shoot that little man.
I think he should too. Keep them honest.
Great cut. There he is. Nice. Great find.
That is good basketball from young Noah.
Great finish from Zabala underneath.
So while the pass to the corner didn't create an open look, it created a closeout, and that meant the offensive player was able to attack the closeout off the bounce and in the end create a nice shot at the rim. So a lot of very good decisions being made right now by this Hutt International team, and if we look at the scoreboard, that's one of the reasons that they've managed to take a nice 4-point lead.
Niho there getting called for the offensive foul, a little bit aggressive on the roll, earns himself a trip to the bench. As we see Zane Nicol coming in for his first minutes of the game, I believe.
I think you're right.
So Pukikoi's doing a good job on Chunga up the floor, really making it difficult for him, trying to wear him down as the game goes.
I think one of the things that's impressed me about this young man is that he won't let the game expand on him, if you know what I mean. He doesn't get carried away with trying to do too much. He'll let it come to him. And he's patient, very patient, in saying that that move was fairly elite. Making a great move to his right and finishing, and we see Kelso again causing problems.
Yeah, Kelso's doing a great job getting to his right hand and driving strong. That time bumping off Carrion and dropping off a nice pass to Tupaia. Will not get shots for it. Will be a baseline out of bounds.
Hibbs utilising what I call a catch. Number 10, you'll see him not playing the ball. He'll be playing right in the middle of the lane on baseline out of bounds place. My philosophy being there that the only person on the court that can't score is the inbounder. So let's not defend him and let's defend the space in front of the rim.
Yeah, smart. Otonuku there with a nice array of moves. Chunga, nice kick out.
There looked to be a little bit of a hold there, and referee agrees.
Tupaia just a little bit aggressive there with the D.
Pukekohe, we are only 3.5 minutes into quarter 2, and they've just picked up their 4th team foul. And so they are now in the penalty. and Hibs surely will have that at the back of their minds.
It's a tough place to be with 6.5 minutes to go.
He's going to have to get that in, Noah.
Yeah, it's
and
a
he does.
pretty complex out of bounds play there. Great cut. Oh, that needed to be a bounce pass.
Certainly did. A little bounce pass, perhaps at the back of the heels of the defender, was something you once told me when you're in dribble handoff situations.
That's exactly right. You can't defend it if it's at your heels. Kelso wide open.
Very relaxed.
Yeah, nice looking Jay there.
Yep.
Great hustle from Tupaia. Riley Fern gets it back. Nice finish on the reverse.
I think he did well to get it up there quickly too.
He did.
I think there was a potential block coming had he not done that.
Definitely.
Got to keep their head up on the drive, and this is one of the things I love about young Noah as well, is that you'll see him make a lot of drives. One change of direction is probably all he's thrown in a drive, but you'll also see his eyes up the whole time.
Definitely.
To me, it's integral to playing the game, the modern game, well.
Another offensive foul. Zane Nickel guilty this time. Been a little bit aggressive, trying to free up his teammate Kelso. Hibs did a good job defensively there. Again, carrying, stepping out, forcing it. Kelso to have to pick the ball up.
A little bit of frustration, I think, at the moment for Pukekohe. They probably feel that, given the first quarter, they should have, a comfortable lead or a lead at all.
I think you're right.
So there's no question that they're frustrated at the moment.
A better defense on that one. Chunga just a little bit short. Nice move. Otanuku loves to operate inside.
It's well defended by Hibs. They walled up nicely around him, and unfortunately they've turned it over.
Oh.
Good recovery.
Oh, Keenan came across, got the block. Must have been a little bit of body there because he definitely got it clean up top.
Yep, a bit unfortunate, but sometimes the referees have a much better view than we do.
Yeah, Otanuku got away with the little poke out from behind after Chunga pushed the ball. Tupaia doesn't convert the first.
The scoring's really dried up in the last few minutes,
It
hasn't it?
really is. Someone's put a lid on the rim for Pukekohe. There it is. That's how you free it up.
Yep.
Use the net, don't use the rim.
Yep. The seal is broken.
Noah Carrion can hold his head high as he makes a sub.
Well, this is a good job from Pukekohe. I think they recognise that Hibs are going to really struggle for manpower later in the game, and the more work they can do in tiring them out, the better.
Yeah, you definitely want to get Chunga tired. He's a key player for them as Keenan, a nice lefty drive off the glass.
Really good job from Keenan. Got to his left, finished with his left, and here we are in that zone again.
Good aggressive move.
And that's a really good challenge. He walled up nicely, good high hand.
Sure did. Oh, Tupaia again, just staying active after the play. I love it.
That's the third one he's done here.
It is.
Third of those. He's clearly studied your game.
I respect it.
Must have got the VHS tapes out. Watched a bit of Dylan Boucher playing.
Oh, there, a nice kick out. That's the one, Riley Fern. Take that one. Chunga with the rebound. Slows it up. Wants to get... Stubbins is demanding what he wants.
I think it's pretty clear Hibs aren't going to play this game at a million miles an hour either. I think they realise that they have to conserve themselves a little bit. And if I know Jackson, he'll be making sure that the effort's coming at the defensive end. And they'll probably rest on offence more than anything.
Absolutely. You got to love the whole bench standing up on an offensive foul. Like, that's dialed into what the coach is wanting to see. So showed his chest.
Absolutely.
Got the push off. It's as good as a steal. They're going after Kelso on these on balls. What are we going to see? Show me something. Okay.
Yep.
With ease.
I think I did tell you that he could do that.
Yeah, you definitely did.
Yeah. I feel we should be more excited than...
Tough crowd.
Yeah, very tough crowd today. But yeah, really impressive finish.
Nice. Equally impressive at the other end.
Yeah,
Eli Johnson.
That'll be a warning, I think, for interfering with the ball.
Got a little pumped after the little bump off lefty.
A little wee bit of a flex as well.
As we see a replay. Chunga Oh, he took off a long way out.
He did.
Like, we probably didn't respect how far he took off. He probably took off a little bit far out, but he managed to get there with ease.
Got to be impressed with that.
Keenan. Oh, he got away with one there. Great little bump off there. Zabala.
Nice. Yeah, good strong move.
You see that in high school basketball. You see, you get someone like Inaki Zabala, just got a little bit more size to him, a little bit of muscle, and really like to use that strength down low. And he's done a good job this game, really mixing it up down there.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, young fellas are at different ages of development too, and sometimes, and we've got it on show here perfectly with, with a couple of big, strong boys, and then young Noah, who's, still a junior. So really, that you won't see it more than in a game like this.
Absolutely. Goes to the free throw line, knocks both down. They've done a good job in the second quarter on Kelso. I think they've nullified his penetration with this zone that they're playing. Or is it switching man?
I think it's a switching man.
Well,
I think they're happy with Aubrey to switch down onto bigger players.
Yeah, I think they're liking him around the rim. Beautiful drive.
They're obviously a different kettle of fish when he's not in the game, but I suspect we're not going to see that tonight.
No.
He'll be in there.
Nice pass.
Yeah, it was a good look.
Another O board.
And the eyes are up, and he's already surveying what's in front of him.
Good pass. Oh, tough finish. That was tough. Sebastian Thompson.
I think I noticed you said a great pass in that instance, and for a lot of the viewers, it'd be like, well, it looked like a fairly straightforward pass to a teammate on the wing, but I think the key thing was that the moment he saw the defender pinching in, he delivered it to the shooter, and I think, did it create a shot? No, but it created a closeout, and we saw again Hibbs taking advantage of that closeout.
There's Tupaia again. Earns his team another opportunity. Tell you what, he may not have many points on the board, but Tupaia has made an impact in this game just with his active hands. Here he is again. 4
possessions for his team.
Easily.
Yeah, that's just on steals and chasing loose balls.
Nice cut. Oh, that's tough.
Yeah,
travel. Got him with travel.
Yeah, I'm pleased they called that.
Going back to what you were saying, Tim, on the pass down there, like some of the best passes, if the momentum of the defender's coming in to shut it off and you pass, it's too hard to recover, so the timing of the pass is really important.
Absolutely.
And when you get to the elite level, that's a wide open shot.
Yeah, I call that a whippet pass. When we see a defender who's getting slightly out of position or shrinking the floor a little bit to just help on the ball, sometimes that whippet pass can generate what we just saw a moment ago, and that's either an open shot or a chance to attack a closeout.
Absolutely. Tupaia there got his hand caught in the cookie jar on that one. Wasn't able to do it, to poke that one out. Earns himself a foul. His 3rd foul of the game. Surprised he's able to stay in the game. It's a risky play from coach.
Well, especially with only 1 minute and a half left in the second quarter, it would seem that getting him out would be a good move, but he knows his players better than we do. So we missed a couple there. He won't be happy with that.
No, that hurts.
Haven't seen him shoot the ball yet, have we?
No.
Lots of driving play and some nice creation off the bounce, but I think at some point in this game we're going to have to see into a 2-3 zone, but don't be surprised if they match up first pass.
Yeah, it looks like they have.
There they go.
That was a nice spin move by Otanuku. It's obviously something they're working on in Pukekohe, because Kelso's going to the spin move as well. Oh, there it is.
I think they're in a no-catch on Aubrey Chonga now. It seemed like there's no way they wanted him getting the ball back, and probably a good move.
Otanuku, another drive. Puts it on them. Limping a little bit after that.
But he's been impressive.
He has. He's definitely been a strong force for Pukekohe.
So just a minute left in the second quarter. Just 2 seconds less than a minute, in fact. And it's 33 apiece. So couldn't be tighter at the moment.
We've got a ball game on our hands.
We have. At this stage, I don't think there's any players in real foul trouble, although we did mention a moment ago Pukekohe player picking up his 3rd.
Yeah, we might have a couple Tupaia, and I think probably Short as well. I haven't seen Short back on the floor for a while, so I'm thinking he's probably picked up his third foul.
I think Hibs have done fairly well at at least avoiding fouls mounting on one player. They seem to be sharing them across the board and haven't picked up too many this quarter at all. So
yeah, it's interesting, when you're talking about defence, and there's certainly I was a player that played a lot with my hands, so I call it a high risk brand of defence, high risk, high reward. Often found myself in foul trouble. My preference would be as a coach to show your hands and play with your chest in front. But I also think there's a time and place for active hands, especially when someone picks up a dead ball and things like that, to be able to be really up and in and active and make it tough.
Yeah, absolutely, agree completely. I think perhaps one of the things that young players mistake active hands really meaning is they think that's to try and get the ball.
Yeah.
Whereas active hands to me is to take away space from a player. So if you can use active hands to force a reverse pivot, you're winning that battle.
Absolutely.
So I think that's what we coach our young players a lot to do. Use their hands, but not necessarily to steal.
Yeah.
To put it in the space that the offensive player's wanting to use, especially on drives.
Absolutely. There's a big difference between reaching in and actually using your hands for activity.
Quite right. A little isolation play, and we
shot
kind of
you're
felt that
looking
would come.
Nice rebound, Keenan. Zabala. Back to Chunga as he drives in. Good D, Riley. Oh,
it's a lot of
he got away
steps
with an
there.
extra step.
But that's all right.
Gave him an extra gather step.
And you would think that Pukekohe will hold for the last.
Johnson sees there's not much time. He's waved off the D.
Always tell our players in this situation, the worst case scenario is to finish 0-0.
Oh, that's great D.
It really is. They called a foul.
Ooh.
And there'll be a few seconds put back on the clock by the looks.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's a lot closer to the play than what we are, but certainly Keenan read the play well, got his body in front. Maybe if he didn't put his hands in, he may have got away with a...
Yeah, it felt to me like the offensive player was almost off balance, and he kind of done a good enough job at that point.
Miho not able to convert the first.
Stays at 33 apiece.
Converts the second.
I like the way he shoots the ball.
Yeah, nice looking shot. Oh, Chunga just a little bit ahead of himself.
Yeah, I think he knew that he had to advance the ball at a high speed, and I think the body wasn't quite catching up with the mind at that point, but you appreciate what he was trying to do for sure.
Absolutely. As we see, we go into a timeout. Malachi Tulafono gets an opportunity to draw up a play here, talking with his coaches of what they're going to see. I love these times of the game because there's only an opportunity to catch and shoot it. There's not going to be too much time to be able to put it on the floor. So let's see what they can draw up out of the play, and let's see if Hibs come out in a zone or stick with the traditional man-to-man.
What would you do?
I think I would put my biggest player on the ball, and I would probably go man-to-man behind the ball and just make it really tough for the person inbounding to see.
1.5 seconds. I might put my biggest man on the rim and not defend the ball.
Yeah, it's a very, very different opportunity, but again, both could be as effective.
Well, let's see. Let's see what
1.5
Jackson
still
does.
enough time to catch and shoot.
I would agree with you.
Yep. But it's going to be quick. You can't muck around with it. You haven't got a chance to put it on the floor.
And I'm pretty sure that the play they're drawing up doesn't account for throwing it back to the inbounder.
Definitely not. No. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't account to being an alley-oop on the rim either, I wouldn't think. But I could be wrong. Well, I hope I'm proven wrong, and we see.
There's a certain amount of drama attached to this play now after all this discussion. Let's see. I think they will come out man, and I think you're probably right. You'll see fairly standard. I think they will probably switch everything.
Yep. Kelso looks like he's...
And there's a school of thought here that you don't switch to deny because you give the opportunity possibly of a slip and giving up an easier one going to the rim.
That's right.
I always preferred my players to make sure that the ball's being caught with the defender between them and the rim.
Oh, we're seeing a zone. There's the lob. I was completely wrong. But unfortunately, a lot of times at this age, you draw up a play for a certain action, and instead of reading the defence, you run the play, and I think that was the case. And Otanuku went to the rim for the alley-oop from Kelso, but was well read and well shut down.
We used to have a policy years ago with any time an opposition player, opposition coach took a timeout to deal with, a baseline out of bounds or a sideline out of bounds or a special set ATO. Make the policy of changing your defence, even if it's just for that one possession, and take away the opportunity of running that play successfully. But Jackson stuck with the zone.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep, and I guess that kept the rim protection where it was supposed to be.
Yep. As we go to an ad break.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
This isn't about long-distance calling, technology, or living overseas.
Do I have one more bid? Thank you.
We're going to go once. We're going twice.
And we are sold to the Kiwi phone bidder from Manchester.
It's about Bailey's finding buyers that others can't.
I'm Jason Bill, and we farm around the Mid-North. We took a review of our business a couple of years ago, sort of identified challenges that we had. One was profitability, and we'd noticed on our steep hill country we're getting more and more erosion. We looked around to diversify, looked at forestry to plant on our steeper country. For us, it really addressed those concerns. By doing the forest farm model, we feel like we're getting the best of both worlds. And I'm really excited, and I really do believe in this model. I think it's the way of the future.
At Apollo Projects, we create better outcomes because we never make any assumptions. Like at this dairy dryer. The cladding on the building that houses the dairy dryer needed to be replaced. So they called us up. First, we inspected the cladding. The cost implications of shutting the dryer down were huge, particularly from the loss of production, which is much higher than the actual reclad costs. So we came together as a team. We said, why don't we replace the cladding while the dryer is still operational? No one had ever done that before, which meant working with the client on hygiene requirements. We wrapped the dryer in 2 layers to create a hygiene envelope, while the old panels were removed and the new ones installed, all while the dryer continued to work. By thinking outside the square and working as a team, the project was completed with no disruption to production, and it was a world first. Apollo Projects. No assumptions, better outcomes.
Hey. Sport is about more than just a game. It's about going from teammates to best mates. It's the high fives and helping hands. That's why Caltex is proud to help fuel school sports.
Morena, beautiful people.
Look at me! Look at her!
Whoa.
Hee-haw! Hee-haw!
Bang. Too much.
Sounds ominous. Keep our kaumatua cool.
Oh, you went all the way to the KKK, eh?
No.
Hurry up!
Okay.
Make Māori Plus your mate. Download the app today.
Greetings all, welcome back to Fly Palmy Arena. And thank you, Dylan. Just adjusting my microphone, that made a world of difference, thank you. Welcome back to Fly Palmy Arena, where we're just about ready to get underway for the second half of Pukekohe High School and versus Hutt International Boys School, and it's a tight one, it's 34-33. Dylan, we've seen some good basketball, we've seen some errors, we've seen a bit of everything so far. What's your take?
Yeah, I think, Pukekohe will probably be a little bit disappointed to only going up 1. I felt like they had the momentum, but to Stubbins' credit and Hibs, they've really fought their way back in this game and led for a part of the second quarter. I just don't know if they're going to have the engine to be able to push away in the second half, and I think if we can, Pukekohe can free up a little bit with their defence and ignite the break a little bit, I think it's going to really wear down Hibs. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from Hibs in their execution and their defence, and they've stayed out of foul trouble, which is really important when you've got 7 healthy bodies. Mm-hmm. And I think they've really got 6.5, because I think one player hasn't played a lot either. So I think you're going to see Jackson Stubbins be really strategic, probably with his timeouts in the second half as well. Yeah, he's going to have to get rest for some of these guys for sure. There'll be 3 or 4 guys end up playing 40 minutes today. And after playing a game this morning, a very good close game this morning too, tough game, there's going to be some tired legs. So that will be an interesting feature of the second half. And we look forward to seeing how it's handled. It feels to me like Hibs have managed to change the tempo from what we saw in the first few minutes to almost a walk up and down affair. We haven't seen much in terms of transition.
And that's got to suit Hibs at the moment, really.
Absolutely, very deliberate with slowing the game down, taking open shots, creating open shots, which is what they're getting. They managed to knock a few down in that second quarter, which built the lead. We're seeing Short back in the game now. Definitely a key player for Pukekohe, but didn't have an effect in the first half just due to the foul trouble.
It's an interesting defence we've just seen there. I think they were starting in 3-2, switched the ball screen at the top, and I believe they switched the point drop down off that, which is not easy for young high school players to do.
Very complex.
Yeah, really, really impressed with that. Of course, it could have been completely by accident. Who knows? Here we are defending the baseline out of bounds play again. Ball in safely by Pukekohe, and they swing it round, straight into the wing ball screen. Kelso, nice move, rejects the ball screen. Couldn't finish.
I'll tell you what, Chunga, I think, has got to be a double-double already. Like he's swallowing up every rebound, playing him in that kind of point-forward role. Good D from Kelso. Strong drive. Oh, might have got away with a travel there. Gets it back.
Gotta love the effort.
Absolutely. Oh, good hustle. Ends up in the hands of Riley Fern. Slows it up. Surveys his options. Kelso with the float game. A little bit short.
And there's your double-double walking again. Another rebound. Good kick ahead too. Finds his teammate early. It's Joseph Keenan on this wing now, who's, I was going to say, probably overhandling it a little bit.
Oh, good hustle.
Really good job.
Oh, gets called for a travel. So the referee deemed that you can't roll with the ball on the ground. Unfortunately, did the hustle well, but wasn't able to roll and pass.
Yeah.
Not sold?
Not sold. No, I think I always thought you couldn't stand well with the ball, but I think it was maybe a little bit hard done by. But again, the referee's so much closer than us, Dylan.
Absolutely. Good kick out. Short is short on that shot. Gets another opportunity, puts it on the floor. Who else but Chunga to come down with a rebound.
Nice kick ahead too. Looks for his teammate, playing a bit of would a very good cut.
Oh,
that would have been worth getting excited about.
Oh, I got excited even on the miss.
Unfortunately, couldn't finish, but I think there's some signs of tired legs here just on that last attempted closeout, and that's not surprising.
No, and it's one of those, when you go for, Chunga goes for a dunk like that, misses, it's amazing how much energy that takes out of you. Had he made that, it
absolutely
infuses you with energy. Kelso goes for the gamble. Keenan knows one way, and that's to the rim. Softly kisses off the glass.
Put the defender in a 1-on-2 situation and ended up making the right decision.
Wow.
For an uncontested layup, and now we come back the other way yet again.
Kelso's grabbing that tape on the thumb. Maybe he got a little whack to it.
It's got to be worrying him. I think we've seen him 2 or 3 times now. Just try and shake it off. But
it's one of those things, thumb's just such a tough injury for a basketball player. Just even catching the ball, pushing off the body.
Shooting's a big part of it.
Yep. As we see Otonuku with the steal and the push. I like him in trans. Just not that time. Well, they called it for an offensive foul.
Well, I think he was probably going to travel if they didn't call it.
Yeah, so I would have thought that he might have got the travel. Let's see. 1, 2. No, he held the pivot foot up.
Yep. Credit Hibs with doing a good job of keeping a body in front of him.
Yeah, they've done a good job defensively, keeping their hands out.
There's that little keeper again out of the gets. Hint of a treble there, but he's got away with it. Kicks out nicely. Nothing wrong with the shot decision.
I'm going to have to talk to someone about closing the door, because that's about the third air ball we've seen in the second half, and I think someone's opened the side door and a little bit of wind's coming in.
It's notorious in this gym.
As we see Kelso with kick out, steal by Chunga, 1-on-2. Oh, beautiful. He is smooth.
Yeah, he moves really nicely. Really nicely, and covers a lot of ground with very little effort.
Yeah.
I think we saw in both of those, certainly the dunk he made and the one that he just missed, took off a lot further out than probably we realised.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought you were going to say took off. Well, there's Short. That's why they need him in the game.
Yeah, they
thought
do.
you were going to say took off a lot further than what we used to, and he definitely does that as well.
Certainly me. I've seen you throw a couple down in your day, Dylan.
Yeah, a long time ago now. I always felt like, to be fair, you know, I had a lot of dunks in this building, so I always felt like the rim was a little bit lower.
In this building, are you saying you dunked it on the Jets a lot?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I was thinking more in the Nelson gym. I remember a couple of very good ones down there.
Oh, yeah, no, that was, I think they probably had low hoops as well.
That was the teapot.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
That was a Casey Frank dunk that never caught on.
Yeah. Oh, Barla wide open in there.
Well, the footwork was good and he prepared himself well. He didn't look rushed, but he just couldn't complete the play.
Yeah, Otanuku goes for the strong drive. Oh, that awkward two-step again.
I see that a lot amongst young players at the moment. It's the slowing down almost to a walk, hoping that they find space.
Oh, nice. Made up for the last miss. Zabala with a nice little Euro.
So ball screen at the top. They do a good job of getting out of that. No advantage created.
Short's got to be careful with the physicality as Kelso drives. Nice little drop.
I think the idea was got a little stampede catch from Kelso coming downhill. I like what they were attempting to do, just the execution wasn't quite there.
Yeah, I feel like the Hibs have done a good job keeping Kelso on his left hand in the second half. Maybe that's something Jackson Stubbins has talked about.
Could well be. Good job from Hibs, taking away the catch near the rim. Nice roll from Kelso, really nice. I like it.
Nice finish.
That was definitely diagrammed or executed as they would have liked.
Nothing better as a coach. Oh, Short. He's going to pick up his fourth foul here.
Oh dear. That could be.
Straight away.
And here comes the substitution.
Tupai subs him out. Short's going to probably play half the minutes he would normally play now on 4 fouls.
And we've seen what he can do when he's on the floor.
Absolutely. That's a coach killer with a reach in and a grab. Tupai comes in also with 3 fouls, so he's going to have to be careful and show his hands.
In fact, Tupai also has been really instrumental and played a huge part in this game already. So 2 guys in foul trouble that are really critical to Pukekohe's success.
Definitely. Tupai is an interesting one because a lot of the success he's had is using his hands and poking the ball out. And when you're on 3 fouls, you can't play that loose, I guess. So he's going to have to be careful. I've been in this situation many times, so I know it well.
Yeah, for sure. That's really well defended by Hibs.
It really is.
Put bodies in front of him. Stayed down.
Kelso gets back to that right hand. Beautiful little floater. They've done a good job keeping him on his left, but he saw that time he was able to get back to his right with a spin.
And not enough urgency out of that ball screen from our screener. I think if they really worked hard and got him hitting it and diving a lot quicker, they'd find some opportunities, but could be those tired legs again.
Yeah, it's the first opportunity was really seeing Pukekohe really push the ball, and Kelso's going to earn himself a trip to the free throw line, I believe. Referees are discussing whether it was on the floor or on the pickup.
On the ground by the looks.
Yep.
So we'll inbound. Score 41-39. It's been close the whole journey so far, Dylan.
Really has. Riley Fern earns himself a seat as we see Eli Johnson back in the game. Otanuku's limping a little there, look bit ginger on the catch. Kelso goes again to the left, the right, nice pass.
Nice to see the screener slip out of that a little bit early.
Yeah.
And it gave Kelso an opportunity to put it to the floor, which was good.
Gave him a lane.
And he took it and made a good decision.
He's done a good job putting the ball on the floor in this game. Nice.
That's a very nice kick.
And a rebound, adding to his double-double. Zabala, Matt's got his match inside with strength.
Good kick out and a good make.
Absolutely.
Zabala's a big, strong boy. He's about 6'4". Rebounds well. can tell you he absolutely loves the game.
Yeah, he's met his match physically with Niho inside. Did a good job of physicality as we see him on the on-ball here.
Switches out.
There he is inside.
And there's the mismatch, and they're looking for it, but perhaps didn't.
Otanuku puts up another foul, and I think that could be his 4th foul as well.
Well, Hibs got lucky there because they switched the ball screen and there was a very, very noticeable mismatch. Perhaps a little bit more patience would have been required.
Yeah, that is his 4th. So we've got Short and Otanuku both with 4 fouls in the 3rd quarter. Those are going to have to be managed by Coach Tolofono.
And there's a long way to go on this one, so it's
sure
going to require some management. So I was having a chat with a couple of young players today about some things that they could do better in the game at this level and get a little bit of feedback. And one of the things I've noticed with a lot of the guards, and you'll be able to help us with this, is the ability to play fast is there. We've got a lot of guys with a lot of speed. They handle the ball reasonably well, both hands at high speed, but the ability to slow down, but the ability to change pace perhaps is not quite there, and that's a really good find. Good offensive rebound again. There's the kick out.
There it is.
And we've seen the shot now.
Complete package, knocks it down.
So that ability to change pace, to slow down.
It's a really interesting one because my theory is you want to play fast to the 3-point line, and then if you've got nothing, then be able to pull it out and set your offense, and then you've got plenty of time to execute your offense. I'm not a fan of walking the ball up the court. So we see some great D there. Chunga, great D, comes away with the ball. Oh, nice find.
Really good pass.
That's beautiful.
So your theory really is if you don't play fast, you won't find opportunities to score in transition.
That's right. Yep, you got to explore, and again, big fan of pushing the ball with your head up, and this a good example right there.
It really was.
And Keenan doing a good job just running the lanes and getting the easy layup.
We used to say you won't find what if you're not looking for it.
That's it.
So there you go.
Yep. So it's a very good theory. As we see Hibs pulling away with a 6-point lead and on the back of some good D and some pushing the ball.
Yeah, in fact, we've seen Hibs do a really good job of finding shooters in the corner on the wing. They haven't knocked down everything, but they've certainly knocked down a share, and it's given them a 6-point lead. And I think they've done a really good job of essentially staying in front of Pukekohe High School, staying in front of the ball, and making every shot a tough one right now.
Oh, absolutely. You've seen a lot of tired bodies taking in some water, haunched over their haunches, leaning in. But, just over a quarter to go. They're in the driver's seat right now, and Pukekohe in a little bit of foul trouble with two of their key players. But still got plenty of talent on the floor to be able to overturn the 6-point lead as well.
Yep, I think 6 points sounds healthy, but I think that could be turned around in a matter of moments. We've seen that all tournament long, actually. Some what seemed like very impressive leads wither very quickly. So it's the nature of the game, basketball.
Yeah,
it's a
sure
fantastic
is.
game in that respect.
And it's interesting in this tournament setting too, Tim. You got a tournament setting like this, you got one eye on tomorrow at the same time as you're trying to win the current game. But knowing you've got further games to play, you've got to really take that player welfare into the equation. As we see, Tupaia gets guilty of stepping out again.
5th time today, I think.
Yeah, I think at least. And I think it's probably 3 for Pukekohe, 3 turnovers. Just a little bit guilty of, again, just getting ahead of themselves, trying to penetrate probably when they probably no need to.
Just the ability to play eyes up is really impressive there.
Oh,
it's unlucky.
It was. Sabala did all the work.
Yeah, he did.
Just didn't quite finish with the left. And he actually ran back because he thought it was going in.
Yeah, he created the space, had a nice left-hand finish, and it unluckily just didn't fall.
That's right.
Again, this is really... Oh,
nice move.
Got him off his feet.
Yeah, beautiful.
I was just about to say what a good job he'd done staying in front.
He did until he jumped.
And then he got off his feet.
Eli Johnson with a nice move. We haven't seen him be very aggressive offensively, but he showed some skill and some footwork with
we
a
saw
nice
a flex
finish.
in the first half.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
So let's see what he can do. Can he convert the free throw?
Absolutely. I think he's done a good job playing the point for Hookie. He doesn't convert. The hustle's back. Keenan pushes the ball. Sabala gets the duties of point guard right now.
And they're looking to post Aubrey Chunga up, and I think that's a smart move.
Yeah.
There's the double on the post. Now, if they keep that ball moving,
We've seen Boucheron hit that shot, and again.
So that's a really good example of a very, very simple approach. Understand that one of your players can create an advantage, force the defence into reacting, and 2 good passes finds the open shooter. So, look, very simple but very effective. And I guess we'd have to credit Coach Stubbins with providing that strategy for them, but then credit the players for doing a really good job.
Yeah, all his players make the extra pass. They're not afraid to kick it from inside to outside for the wide open shot, and they're actively looking for it. If they're double teamed inside, they know someone's open and they've been able to move the ball. That's what's impressed me most.
Yeah.
On the other end, I think, as we saw then, Kelso did a good job with penetration. Wasn't able to find the cutter, but certainly is staying aggressive, staying on the front foot. And I think that's important for them to have success. He's going to have success getting in the paint, as he did in the first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the essential differences between basketball today and perhaps even 20 years ago is the vast difference we see in spacing. I would think back 20 to 25 years ago, you'd see a lot of 3 around 2 basketball, 3 perimeters and 2 interior players. Now that's become really a thing of the past.
Yeah.
And you'll see a lot of 5 out, maybe a bit of 4 round 1. But that's what's created all that extra space for players. Made it easier to generate perimeter shots, easier to generate drives, easier to generate scores at the rim. There's not quite as much help there as there used to be.
Yep.
And so we've seen it. So the game has evolved so much in the last 20 years.
It really has. And I put a lot of it down to Steph Curry. Steph Curry changed the game. They say, Michael Jordan changed the game, but Steph Curry completely changed it by showing the art of shooting the 3. And now analytics has proved, the way shooting the 3 ball is obviously a lot more effective than going up in 2s.
Absolutely.
But you have to be able to knock down the 3s. It's one thing to take them, you've got to be able to make them.
Not just the fact he shoots a lot of 3s, it's the fact that he can shoot them off a real variety of footwork.
Yep.
Moving in different directions, coming off screens, using handoffs, out of ball screens. Interesting enough, the shooting percentages in the NBA from 3-point range haven't really changed that much over the last 25 years. But the volume has changed, and the nature of the 3s they take.
Yeah, and what's impressed me is more guys are making 3s.
Yes.
Back in the day, you had two guys, maybe 3, that were making them, and now you've got
literally 5 sometimes.
Yeah.
For sure. In fact, a guy that doesn't shoot the 3 in the NBA now is, I don't want to say a liability, but can be considered that in some instances.
Yeah, interesting. One of the things for the little bit of work that I've done in the NBA was they talk about you can teach people how to shoot. Shooting is a skill you can teach, but there's a lot of skills, like hustle and things like you can't teach. You can tell someone to do it more, but it's either in your DNA or it's not. But shooting is not one of the things they think they can't teach you.
I think it's like anything. There'll be varying degrees of success, but there's absolutely no doubt in my mind either that you can certainly take a player and improve their shooting,
Definitely.
Incrementally, initially. And then if they're willing to put in the work, you can see some major improvements.
Yeah, I'm not sure you're going to turn a non-shooter into a Steph Curry, just from a mentality point of view. But
I'm going to throw this out there. I don't think you're going to turn anyone to Steph Curry.
No, true. Yeah, very true. But
I know what you're saying.
Yep. You can definitely improve players, especially static shooting, as we see Tupaia inside.
And what have they got there?
Charge. Oh, that's his 4th. A little bit aggressive. Boucheron with a good D, showing his hands. Yeah, he lifted the elbow. So we're going to have another player creeping into that 4th foul.
And
4 fouls.
We're not into the 4th quarter yet. So this is going to really play out in the 4th, I think.
They've just let the coach know he's going to run the gauntlet.
They've slipped him out of that nicely.
Yeah.
And now they've got probably the mismatch they want. And there's the early whippet as he stepped out.
Oh, yes.
There's 6 and counting.
The sideline counter keeps going up.
I couldn't see his feet from my position, but I suspect he may have used that little negative step.
Yeah, it didn't look like it, but nevertheless, he stepped out of bounds. There's Kelso with the aggressive drive and finish.
Credit to the defence too. I think he did a good job of walling up. Just a tough shot.
Yeah, he certainly has mastered the spin. Zabala, Niho up tight with a crossover. Nice find to Keenan.
I think we've seen enough of it now to suggest that Pukekohe are getting themselves in a little bit of trouble.
Oh, that was impressive.
It was.
Tupaia did everything he could to not make any physical contact and not be called for his 5th foul as he got out on the break. And very rare to see Pukekohe out on a fast break. They haven't had a lot in this game.
I think a lot to do with Hibs' tempo and shot selection.
Definitely.
So Hibs have managed to keep it in the half court, essentially. I think they have to. What I was going to allude to there was Pukekohe's willingness to help off the ball side corner, which is becoming... It's getting them in a little bit of trouble right now.
It really is, and Boucheron has got his eye on right now. He missed the last, would have stepped out on the last one, but he's certainly ready to shoot the ball, and Keenan's knocked a couple down in this game, so if they're going to...
Wouldn't surprise me at all if that's a strategy that Pukekohe are using, that Jackson Stubbins has decided to find a way to punish that strategy. They stayed at home there, I see.
Kelso picks up the foul. Did a good job recovering.
Yeah.
Chunga looks a little shaken up here. Zabala did a good job slipping and re-screening on the other side and opening up that right hand for Chunga to go down. I thought we were going to have another opportunity to see him rise up. As we see there, just a little bit of body.
It'd be good to see another one of those before the game's out.
Oh, I mean, anyone who wears those shoes there, you know, fluoro shoes, has got to be able to fly, right?
Yep. Yeah, I struggle with the fluoros. I really have to be honest.
Well, you probably wouldn't be able to pull them off, Tim, I don't think, to be fair.
Well, I actually can't bend low enough to pull any shoes off right now. But yeah, I'm hearing you. Yeah, I think it's not me. I'm going to throw this out there too, though, Dylan. I think that's beyond you now as well.
Oh, definitely beyond me now. Yeah, definitely. My legs are too pale to pull off the fluoro shoes. Here's Tupaia. Bit of body.
Challenged it well, and we'll go into the 4th quarter with Hibs holding a very slender 3-point lead, 49-46. It's been interesting. It's been tight, and well, at this stage, it's really hard to pick a winner.
Game of ebbs and flows, right? You know, Hibs really feel like they've got the momentum now, but 3 points is not much in it. They've dried up a little bit at the end of that quarter, but certainly, as you alluded to, they're getting the shots they want. They just haven't been able to knock them down. So interesting to see if the legs in the 4th quarter are going to be a factor on the 3-point shooting.
I think Hibs have done enough to conserve energy. I think they're not in a great deal of foul trouble. It hasn't been a really up-tempo game, so let's hope they've got enough left in the tank to keep this tight right to the end, and maybe we'll see a good finish.
Yeah, I think if I was Coach Stubbins, I'd be talking about being aggressive on the rim early, try and get to the free throw line, slow the game right down, conserve that energy, like you say, for the last 5 minutes or so. But not only that, Pukekohe's in a bit of foul trouble, so if they can get in the bonus early and win this thing at the free throw line and conserve energy at the same time, it's a win-win.
Yeah, foul shots are a wonderful way to control the tempo of the game. Even just, actually, if they had subs, they'd be able to do it, but even making substitutions following a foul, you know, a made foul shot is a great way to slow the tempo of the game and force your opposition to playing in the half court.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I think they've done a good job of setting the tempo they want. Speaking of two old guys commentating basketball, I think it's probably worthwhile. We were talking about two stalwarts of the Manawatu in terms of basketball just earlier today, and that's two people I have a lot of time for. I want a quick shout out. Not a great fan of that expression, I'm going to use it. Big shout out to both Wendy Workman and Willie Bryant, who I think I told you earlier today have done more than 100 years combined of service to basketball Manawatu. And they're both here today, and they're both watching and loving it. And hello to both of them. They're both wonderful people.
They're not watching, mate. They are working, volunteering.
Oh, Wendy might be, Willie's not.
Well, I've seen them all day. I've seen them several times today, and it's people like them in our community that keep our game going. So shout out to not only to those two, but also all the volunteers out there that give their time for the sport we all love. Without them, our game doesn't go forward the way it is. And we're seeing it on display here with not just them, but plenty of the Manawatu or Palmerston North community here giving up their time to make sure this tournament runs smoothly.
Absolutely.
And it's shout out to Manawatu basketball Manawatu, sorry, and the great work that they do running this event. And while we're doing shout outs, I'd like to give a shout out to the Basketball New Zealand team. They do a great job setting this tournaments and raising the standards every year. They work tirelessly. If people could see the hours that go in, behind closed doors to get this tournament where it is. Certainly the hours are going on. There will be some tight eyes by the end of this tournament, but it's all for a really good reason, and that's so we can see these young athletes out there on the floor doing their thing, and coaches and officials as well.
Yeah, look, it's a huge undertaking, this tournament, and as you say, BBNZ do a great job putting it together. And then one last thank you is to Tess Petley from Basketball Manawatu, who year after year does a fantastic job coordinating things from this end. And once again, Dylan, it looks like a wonderful tournament already. Only 2 days in, but it's been great already.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly it was enjoyable for me to come in, and yeah, shout out to Tess, she does do a fantastic job. I walked in today and had several conversations with people, and everyone was speaking positively, and that's what you want. You want everyone to have a really good experience at the event, and and those people that are putting in the hours have certainly done a great job.
They certainly have, and we're back to action now. We've had 20 seconds of the fourth quarter. It's still 49. Oh, we just had an adjustment to the score, actually, 49-45, perhaps.
Chunga got a wide open one there.
Did, and Pukekohe come back with it. They switch the ball screen.
Niho with a strong drive. Meets his match physically.
Yeah, two big, strong boys going at it there, and Hibbs come away with the ball.
Right back at him.
Oh, that's a tough, strong move.
That is right through his chest. He's feeling it too. Niho's a little bit shaken up after that one. Zabala getting the upper hand on that little drive there.
Not a lot of finesse in that.
No.
A hell of a lot of strength.
Yes.
Really good tag from that backside.
Niho is not happy with the physicality in there.
Oh, he's really trying to create space, and I think that was always coming, actually, that call. And that's put them in some real strife, hasn't it?
It really has. Otonuku subs in with it on 4 fouls, and he's going to have to be careful. He's going to have to manage himself and keep his hands out and keep his body between him and the ball. 3 on Niho as he subs out.
So the foul situation mounts for Pukekohe High School, and Hibs have built on their three-quarter time lead. They now lead by 6, 51-45. And controlling the tempo nicely.
We've got a mismatch in the post here.
Little post split out of this.
Johnson's putting his body on the line as the kick out. Oh, good D.
Very good defense.
Beautiful. Showed his hands.
Steal.
Oh, that's good D. Good finish.
It's good basketball, defensive basketball at both ends. Kelso just with the better finish.
Yeah, nice little bump off, enough to get his shot up over the long arms of Chunga, and nice little kiss off the glass. Zabala goes inside. Nice kick out. Splash.
Simple, Dylan.
Thompson.
All the right decisions were made, and it generates a wide open 3.
Goes with the left.
I think there's a conscious effort again to make sure he is being pushed to his left hand.
Definitely. Oh, nice cut. Chunga gets it. Nice double.
Great control.
Zabala not able to finish, and who's there but Tupaia. Okay, Tupaia might be undersized, but he's certainly mastered the craft of rebounding and setting good screens. As we see Kelso, nice block. Keenan over the top. Johnson, some full court pressure coming up.
Well, the longer this one goes with this sort of margin, the more Pukekohe are going to feel frustrated. And I think they play their best basketball when they're calm, as most people do. There's another good find.
A good rebound. They're going to have to get it up. 3 seconds. Thompson got it up. Didn't draw any iron.
Saw them helping off that strong side corner again.
Yeah, it was interesting. So Chunga had the Tupaia on him, and they know he's on 4 fouls, so they called for the clear out.
Yep.
As Thompson splashes the 3. That gets everybody up.
Amazing how that can just change the feeling going into a timeout now, having just hit a 3 like that.
It's, I tell you, like, forcing the other team to call a timeout is a great feeling. Thompson will be feeling good after that one, and now the next open look he gets, he's going to have a lot of confidence shooting that, and that's important coming with 6 minutes to go in the game.
You think this timeout is as much about a rest as anything?
I think, as I said in the start of the quarter, I think strategically he's going to take some timeouts to be able to get the guys rest that need it. I mean, we've had guys that have played the whole game. I don't recall Zabala being off. I don't recall Chunga being off. I don't recall Keenan being off in this game.
All 3 of those guys have been on for the duration so far.
Absolutely. But again, I think that you know, Jackson Stubbins has got a job to manage them for the next 6 minutes 49. They've got a 4-point lead. You can't just slow it right down. You've still got to keep the scoreboard ticking over, but you also have to manage the legs while you're doing it.
Yeah, I think this is a sensible break for him. 3 timeouts in the second half, but you can only use 2 in the last 2 minutes, I think is the rule. So you'll lose your third if you haven't used it already.
Yep, young Noah Carrion coming into the game in a big important moment.
Big moments for the young man. A lot of faith being placed in the young fella.
I think they're really putting him in without Boucheron on the court. Just another shooter in the corner, I think. And, you know, they've obviously seen that Chunga's getting a lot of help coming off that strong side corner. Pretty tough to have not played in the second half and come in and expected to knock down threes, but that's what shooters do.
Ball movement comes back into a little gets action. They fake it, goes through the ball screen. Nice slip.
Oh, good hands. Short back in the game as well with 4 fouls.
Felt like they ran quite a lot of basketball there without really looking for advantages, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Sort of ran it for the motion rather than the advantage. But here they run the little man to the ball.
Chunga's going to get it with 7 seconds. Oh, nice
Great save.
3
Not
seconds.
long on the clock, though.
He's going to have to get it up. No.
Too late, I think.
Yeah, I think too.
Referees were fine with it,
yep.
So we move on.
Otanuku with a nice rebound again. He's done a great job on the glass all game. Let's see if Thompson's feeling good now. Kelso wants the on-ball with Thompson. Bring the Carrion into it. They're going with a double. Oh, might have got away with a hook.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh, that's good D.
Really is.
Yeah, they called a travel in the end. It's either going to be a jump ball or a travel. Again, Chunga closed the gap. Zabala as well. 2
on the ball. It has to make you ask the question, where was the open player?
Yeah, I think it's probably guilty of over-penetrating on that one.
Playing in traffic, we call it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Little pick and pop. Straight into a second action. And again, I think guilty of running a play for the sake of it almost. There was advantages to be had there. They just didn't really get what they wanted. And that's open. That was a good look.
Kelso does a good job boxing out as Short pushes the ball.
A good decision to take that out.
He's wide open
Straight
here.
back for the 3. And he's already hit a couple this game. Can't afford to leave him that open.
No, they got away with one there, and it might be because he hasn't been in the flow of the game that he missed that one. As we see Zabala going to Machunga on ball.
Switch it straight away.
Carrion makes the right decision to Zabala. Chunga, nice look. Front of the rim, Short gives a kick ahead to Kelso. Goes with the right hand, a little bit short. Oh, Carrion is unable to bring it in. Otanuku with the ball wide open, turns it down.
His preference is certainly to get it going to the hoop, I think. Now you get the nice roll, and it's a 2-point game. Under 5 minutes now. This is tightening up.
Thompson was lucky. He touched the ball after that went in. Could have got called for a technical foul because that was a second delay game, but gets away with it.
That's right. They had one earlier in the game. You're right.
Oh, Hibs are looking a little out of sync right now. That's the way to get back in sync. Just go get a left-hand layup.
Just glides through the paint. Impressive to watch, and extends that left arm, which seemed to reach all the way to the rim. Finished very easily in the end. What was certainly a far more difficult shot than he made it look.
Oh, a little bit aggressive. I think it was Thompson may have been guilty there of just a little bump, one short out of bounds. Risky baseline drive, but gets the foul.
So no one in foul trouble in terms of team play at this stage in the quarter, just one apiece. I always start thinking about this as a coach 2 or 3 minutes, well, even 4 minutes out, Dylan. If it's a close one, there is sometimes the need to be in the penalty, just in case you might have to stop the game at some point by fouling.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's something that's overlooked a little bit by coaches at high school level, I think. Find yourself in a 1 or 2 point game needing to be able to put them on the line, and only having one team foul can be a bit of an issue.
Oh, we've had an overruling by the official on our side of the court. They said that there was a tip on the ball. Carrion will be very happy to see the referee change that call.
I think he will be.
Again, Thompson running the lanes.
I guess the other issue surrounding that is Hibs can't really afford to foul.
No.
With their current situation.
Shot clock didn't start. Referee wants 10 seconds put on it. Coach Stubbins demanding what he wants.
I think he's got a point. The shot clock should have been, and he wants a longer clock, and he's eking out every second he can get here.
So they've reset it to 21. Did they deem that it was in the back court?
Well, it was tipped, and they were only about 21 on the. But because it was a tip out of bounds, I think they retained the shot clock at what it was.
Gotcha.
So well done by Stubbins.
Yeah, earned his team 10 extra seconds.
Yeah, know the rules.
Good D from Kelso.
Really good job. And
right back.
Oh, it's lucky that pass didn't go to hand, because I think that could have been an open look for him.
Got to shoot it. Keenan with the shot. Good defense from Tupaia as Tupaia runs the lane.
Pukekohe did a great job collectively there.
Kelso did all the work, just couldn't finish with that left. As we see a good double team here by Thompson. Forces Keenan to drop kick it out of bounds.
It's one of those young fella mistakes where just holding the ball and pulling it out would have been the... Bouncing out of that traffic would have been the way to go.
It's amazing what pressure does, right?
Absolutely.
You've seen a few guys looking a little tired out here, some sweaty bodies and some red faces, and just making their decisions not quite as probably sharp as what they would have been in the first quarter.
Let's see how this pans out now. Looks like they're still in their 3-2 zone.
We'll kick out Thompson.
Smallest man on the court gets the rebound.
Zabala. Tupaia's going to take a seat on the bench. I think that'll be his 5th foul, if I'm correct.
It's not a great way to foul out either.
It's not.
Rather innocuous looking catch.
Yeah, he's certainly earned himself a trip to the bench. He lasted well on 4 fouls. So
and he's made a very valuable contribution to his team as well.
He really has. So losing him for the last 2.5 minutes is going to be quite important. Oh, wow. That's good balance.
It really is. He gets around the show and a nice kick to the corner, and
Keenan knocks it down.
It's becoming a problem, I think, Dylan.
It is. I mean, they've definitely talked about playing off, intentionally playing off that corner.
Yep.
Otonuku with the penetration, turnover. Keenan.
I think we've got to be smart with this now. That middle third is never my favourite area to be handling the ball. If that's stripped down the middle, I like it outside that.
Absolutely.
Get away from the traffic.
Chunga comes and takes care of the ball.
Be very impressed with his maturity here.
Nice find. Nice drive.
Lovely drive.
Good pass.
Oh, that might be one of my favourite possessions of the game, Dylan.
Yeah, it was a crucial one. Zabala with the nice finish.
We got a 9-point lead right now. And Hibs have looked especially impressive in the last couple of minutes. Defending with a purpose.
Oh, Carrion takes a bow to the head. Kelso knocks it down.
And that's made it even more interesting.
Yeah, we haven't seen him shoot the ball much in this game, but he left wide open there and makes them pay. Keeps it at 6 with 1.5 minutes to go.
I kind of feel like Pukekohe might need to just try and lift the tempo somehow. But at the moment,
that is not the way.
Hibs are playing at their speed. They're not being hurried, and they have made 3 or 4 really critical baskets in the last few possessions.
Yeah, looked very poised. You know, I've been impressed with the, the clock management, and then obviously that drive there from Chunga felt like he had a mismatch. And
possession before where the ball hit hands and the decisions made were all perfect. I think, they've been very impressive in the last few minutes.
Yeah, they've just got to manage this minute 15 with an 8-point lead. It seems in basketball that can seem like a big lead, but if we come down in a couple of threes and we're back, we've got a ball game. So it's going to be important, the execution for Pukekohe out of this timeout, to be able to execute well and just score. No, it doesn't have to be a 3. Just get a good score.
Get a quick score and
play some D.
Yeah. I think if we do see a comeback, it's going to have to come from a much, much greater tempo, though, because 63-55 is not a high-scoring game.
No, it's definitely
8 points in that context is actually a decent lead. So they're going to have to lift the tempo for this last minute.
I think they're going to have to get the ball out of Chunga's hands. He's too good with the ball and too quick to be able to, with one-on-one coverage, my thought would be take it out of his hands, make someone else bring it up, and then try and pressure them into a turnover.
And my thought is, if they want to get back in it, they're going to have to foul.
Yeah, they're going to have to at some point.
And if we take a look right there, they're only on 2 team fouls.
Yeah, they've got a few fouls to give yet.
So even getting up and using 1 or 2 on a score, if they have to use a foul, that won't be the worst thing either.
Well, they ran the old elevator play.
Yeah.
Kelso.
Make that.
Oh, good look.
Great look. Great look.
Oh, Riley Fern, good pressure. Again, that's why you want the ball in a non-ball handler's hands.
So I think on any score, possibly on any miss, either two, Dylan, I think they'll be instructed to stay up the floor, match up with closest. And they either need steals or they're going to have to put Hibs on the line, generate as many possessions as they can.
Oh, good drive, Kelso. It's the best way. Get 2 freebies and stop the clock.
And give yourself a chance to organise your defence too.
Definitely.
He's been good today, Kelso.
He's been very good, very good. He's definitely been one of the key players for Pukekohe. As we see him sneak that one over the front rim. They need these to go down. If he does miss, an O board would be crucial.
So we're looking at possibly 6 points with just over a minute to play, and that's what it is. And they're up now as we expected. And there's the inbound. And they need to get after him.
Good pressure.
Noah did a great job for a young fella.
He did.
Rose up to meet the pass beautifully.
Again, using all the clock, getting it in the right man's hands.
Well done from Hibs.
This will hurt. Oh, that hurts. That's class.
Yeah, look, that's impressive. I think the extended pressure from Pukekohe was the right thing, obviously. And there were a couple of key moments in that possession. One of them from Noah Carrion, who rose out of the corner to create a pass. And he was surrounded by what effectively for him are giants.
Yeah.
And did a great job of getting out of that trap and getting the ball reversed.
When you're looking at people's belly buttons being double teaming you, you know that it's a tough to get out of the forest, but he has been calm under pressure for a young man. He's impressed me in this fourth quarter, the decision making. But I tell you what, you can't go past Chunga. He has been outstanding as
just
we
as
see
you
on
say that.
cue.
He probably ices this one by making the steal, although they give it up. Oh, that's a great effort.
Oh, yeah.
Step through. Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Ball.
I think at this point it's probably not going to make a big difference to the outcome now.
No, it's not. And I think it's going to be Hibs ball anyway. Well, the arrow's certainly pointing Hibs' way, but the referee is saying Pukekohe ball.
Look, I think we are going to have a Hibs win here, Dylan, and I think this is a really good opportunity to say, look, well done to them. They were against it with only 7 fit players. They played this morning. In saying that, so did Pukekohe. And they've controlled the tempo beautifully.
They
really.
actually have. It's been a masterclass for controlling it.
And I think the guy with the ball there shooting it.
Yeah, you were hearing, you probably couldn't hear it on the commentary, but Jackson Stubbins yelling out score because points differential is going to come to play at this tournament for
Absolutely,
sure.
Yeah. And well, that's a great win. I'm very, very impressed. Pukekohe battled the whole way, but I'd say that was a battle of tempos, and Hibs got it.
Yeah, Hibs deserve that win. They controlled the tempo and they managed their game managed very well. And obviously with fouls and stuff, Pukekohe were under the pump a little bit and just weren't able to close the game out in the fourth quarter.
Good game of basketball, though, Dylan.
It
Been
was
a pleasure talking about the game with you.
Absolutely.
Probably do another one before the tournament is out, I guess.
No doubt.
Kura nā te mea ka haere ki raro me te ki runga mō ngā pepe me ngā tuakana o tō tātou kura He pai e nei, a ringi mo tō tātou kura nā te mea ki te prakati I mātou I te poitu kohu, me te tai atu mea. He tino pai tēnei ki tō tātou kura nā te mea, he mā tātou tēnei o te mautiri.
Before we had the hoops, we had to use our hands and we had to use wire. We used a clothesline and the trees, and then we moved on to a kid's hoop, and then we moved on to the hoops that we got.
I like the hoops at school because they're better than the old ones, and we use them a lot more. It's cleaner, sleeker design, and from the swish of the basketball hitting it to just making a basket in general and the connections that it can help you make with people.
E tiro aroha nau ki ngā mahi toi katoa, ngā mahi auaha. He pōrangi mātai.
Toi tū te rangi, toi tū te whenua, toi tū te reo Māori, toi ata ki te ao.
At Apollo Projects, we create better outcomes because we never make any assumptions. Take this for example. This wine turret doesn't look very well designed. So we called the tank manufacturer to check. We asked, why is the turret away from the side of the tank? They said, because it's always been that way. So we had to think. What if the turret was next to the catwalk? Sounds good. So that's what we did. Now the wine turret is better designed, better value, easier to use, and safer. I think that deserves a toast. Apollo Projects. No assumptions, better outcomes.
Funding is a real challenge. We know that a lot of schools face that ongoing, and the reality is if you go to a lower decile school in New Zealand, you are less likely to be able to afford to participate in sport.
Obviously, having come through it myself with kids and being one of those kids myself who played sport, I know how much it defined who I was. And now being able to go, I can't fix it all, but we can help and try and give to those people who are going through a tough time. It's a real privilege, but you know, for us, we want to see others get involved in this. This is not a selfish thing for Apollo. This is about how can we get, whether it's construction or other businesses, to get involved in this.
There's a lot of things that kids miss out on, and so to have businesses step up and want to be involved and to help is a game changer for schools. It really is.
I've got no skeleton, got nothing to hide.
It's a great stirrer.
It's trepidation, anticipation.
She's a game changer. Come celebrate the stories of our Māori heroes. Whakanuia.
Lots of celebrations, so many laughs. It's going to be amazing.
I'm a bit of a fan. Tough.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing the stories from the St. Joe's days.
Oh, she is the sweetest person and also one of the most scary people I've ever met. Yeah.
Uncle? He's the man.
Biggest fan base is 50-plus-year-old Pākehā women.
That's not true.
Bring it on. Whakanuia. Te whakapahoa kia ana ki whakaata Māori me Māori Plus.
opportunity here, we can't pass on.
Tēnā rā tātou e te motu whānui, nau mai hoki mai ki tēnei o ngā kaupapa whakahirahira, ki tēnei kōti a tāhua rawa atu. It is indeed the main court of the CET Arena in Palmerston North. Nau mai, haere mai koutou ki te kāinga, koe nei tētai o ngā kēmu nui e mahi ana i a mātou e tākoro ana ki runga i tēnei kōti a tāhua rawa atu. And we have in the black and orange, ngā tai a te wharekura, while in the yellow and maroon we have Te Aroha College. Now, I will like to admit and mention that I did indeed go to ngā tai a te wharekura and played for that team. Beautiful uniform they have. I like the switch between the black and orange, and Te Aroha also have that beautiful, those Māori designs on them. Tip-off has already started there. Didn't get time to go over my names. Aroha mai e te whānau, I'll go over them now. Ngā tai a te wharekura, again in the black and orange, we have number 4, Tahu ki te Rangi Harmon. Number 5, Tao Nui Lewis. Number 6, McKinley Wood. Number 7, Uenuku Paikau. Number 9, Tūmanako Clark. Number 10, Ruben Makiri. Number 11, Caden Taurua, also known as one of the top scorers, I believe, in this team. We also have number 13, Komai Winikerei. We also have number 14, Tāniora Peta. Our coach will be Mikaire Koroheke. Assistant coach will be Tama Paki, and manager Natalie Mueller. Ngā mihi rawa atu kia koutou. I te ahua nei kua whaia ngā tai a te ato rātou piro tuatahi. Ara koe ara he tori poita. Ka pai, ina ana ka huri atu ki a rātou ko Te Aroha College. Number 4, we have Mason DeProse. Number 5, we have Baraka Maina. We have number 6, Denzel Mokena Te Iri Grace. Number 7, Vince Lendon. Number 8, Kellen DeProse. E ruanga DeProse i tēnei DeProse i ēnei tima. I tēnei tima aroha mai. Number 9, we have Legend McLaren. Number 10, Isaiah Anderson. Number 11, Manea Heke. Number 12, Mwangi Maina. Number 13, Luke Normu. Number 14, Harry McLaughlin. Number 15, Trevor Greaves. Ka pai ara, ko ngā kai whakahaere, the coach will be Puke Linden. Ara ko te assistant coach ko Tash Linden, and manager Kare kau he ingoa. I te ahu nei. E ki ana i runga i tuku pepa. Ka pai ka hoki atu ki tēnei o ngā kēmu whakahirahira. We have McKinley with the ball, number 6, passing it out to Caden. Ka tai atu ki mua kia kō mai, ara ka whai atu i tētahi tuku pai. Nice little 2-pointer there, bringing them up to 7 points, as well as Te Aroha with 2. Ka pai te kaumārima, we have Harry, aroha mai Trevor. Kaurua atu kia Baraka. Ka puta i te rapa, kua tūrapa mai a rātou a ngā tai a te wharekura. McKinley taking it down the court onto the left side. Tao Nui Lewis for the 3. Ngari kua whai atu i a kōmai, ka huri atu kia rātou a Te Aroha College. Good passes here. Unfortunately, Baraka does lose touching. Ngari rā. Ka whai atu number 5 ko Vince Linden tērā number 5. Te kaumātoru. Luke Nonu. Ko pā atu i te tapa. Ara ko Caden tēnei. E hari ai te pōro ki te Wainganui. Tānui Lewis, ko hotu ai kia Kōmai. Gets up there. Ara, ko harai a rātau a te aroha kia Kōmai, giving him 2 shots. Koenei rā te kupu kua kimihi ai mātou ko te kuru tautuku. Kuru tautuku being our free throws. Nō reira ki te rārangi, ki te pai. Ka pai. Ko te kuru tuarua. Kua ea. Mauri ora ki a koe tama. Ka pai ke te hoki mai te aroha me te pōro ki taua tutaha. Baraka me te pōro. Ka hoatsu rā ki a Calendar Pros. Ara kua karangahia he hara hoki. Nā wai te hara e whiwhi. Tāhua nei ko te nama te kau. Ko nama te kau tērā ko Ruben Makiri. Calendar Pros, ki te rāringi kuru tautuku. Ki te kuru tuarua. Pai ana kua tikina atu te, ui te āhua nei karekau he pōro, no reira ka whakahoki atu ki a ngā tai ātea. He hara aroha mai. Kua whai hara, kua whai pōro, auwe. McKinley has the ball. Whakahoki ai kia Kōmai, making his way down the courts, kia Ruben. Great way to get back on defense, Te Aroha College. Kōmai puts it up and gets it in. Long pass to the opposite side of the courts. Ko te pōro noa e pātu. Pump fake will get himself a floater. That is number 11. Manea Heke, Mr. Heke. McKinley, ke Wainganui. To the right side to Tānui Lewis, cuts it into Ruben outside. Beautiful play there. Great movement from ngā tai ātea. Te Aroha College here, bringing it back from the corner. Kua ratatai ai ai, engari McKinley, unfortunately, steals it back, and the travel will be called. McKinley, kia Tānui Lewis. Ka pai ke te kokona i nānei. Trying to find an opening here. Managed to pass it into Ruben. He huri. Ka ea iaia. Fade away, ne? E kuru wehe. Baraka with the ball. To number 11. Te tāhua hoki. He kuru whiwhi toru taua pointa. He kuru whiwhi toru. 3-pointer e te whānau. Kuru whiwhi toru. McKinley with the ball. To Tānui Lewis on the right. Finding an answer. Baraka manages to steal it away. Just on the outside, unfortunately, it will be a bit long. Ka pai e puta atu a Ruben Rāua ko Tānui Lewis. Ara kua aroha mai. Kua uru mai a tūmana ko Clark, number 9. Number 14 will be Tāniora Peta. As well as number 13, Luke Nonu. Aroha mai he, ka. Isaiah Anderson, koe ara, nama te kau. Isaiah Anderson will be short, engari kei nama waru. Calendar Price. Kia Baraka te pōro, ka pai Manea. Ko tata whai, engari nā Anderson, ko whai atu i a Caden. Ko tata whai ai, engari karekau he karanga mo te hara. Baraka going down. Middle pass, great, and right into the key, off the backboard. Maite Papamuri, that is number 8, Mr. Callan. Tumanako. Beautiful 3. Beautiful 3, but unfortunately not a beautiful mullet. Koe ara te taiwa, ke te pai. Ka pai te aroha with some beautiful passes. Unfortunately, gets snatched away from ngā Taiatea. Black with the ball. Handling himself down the middle. The floater, unfortunately, does not go in. Te aroha bringing it back. Onto the corner. Tanonu. Back out, but gets intercepted. It will be Yellow's ball. Yellow with the ball. Pass it inside the key. Nonu standing there. Unfortunately, it will be out and it will be a call for them in the yellow. Aroho mai te whānau kua hoki mai. Kia Caden te pōro, pass it down the middle there. I did see that there was indeed a beautiful play there from Te Aroha. Trying to find an opening. Kormai on the outside of the key. Managed to keep the ball alive. Anderson with the ball. Mr. Hike. Nonu waiting in the middle, back to Anderson though. Well done, Kormai. Back to Kormai. Bringing his way into the basket, settling it down nicely. I believe that will be a timeout called from Te Aroha. Kapai, while our timeout is going, I just would love to give a big thanks to our sponsors. Te nui hoki o ngā kaiawhina I tēnei o ngā kaupapa nui. Ngari ko tāku noa me whai atu au I our sponsors. So we have Whakaata Māori, ngā mihi nui kia koutou. You guys are definitely one of the most biggest help for the whānau to be able to watch their rangatahi here on stream, live on television, well, live on YouTube perhaps. That is a better way to say it. Ki rungi a YouTube, ngā mihi, nau mai haere mai ki tēnei whakāturanga. Unfortunately, Palmerston North is quite the distance from a lot of home there. Ngā mihi hoki kia koutou o Basketball New Zealand, Bailey's, Caltex, New Zealand Community Trust, Basketball Manawatu, the Lion Foundation. We also have Foot Locker, ngā mihi nui kia koutou, Moulton, New Zealand Carbon Farming, ara ko Apollo Projects. Ngā mihi nui kia koutou katoa, te nui hoki o tō koutou āwhina mo ēnei kaupapa whakahirahira. Without you guys, our rangatahi would not be here today, showing off their amazing basketball skills, going off against one another, making sure we're getting fed under this big, beautiful roof. Taroa puts it back in, Modi ora. Bring it back down. Up on the outside to Caden. Unfortunately, the three goes out to Ruben. Picks it up, puts it back in. That's the bottom of the backboard. No time to be discouraged. Number 15, Trevor, almost got his hands on the ball there. Ka pai Caden with the ball. Kormai. Unfortunately, it is going to be a bit short. Ka pai tatari ana mō te kairiwhi. Number 9, Legend. Number 15, Trevor. To Denzel. Intercepted there by McKinley. Running down the court. Will shoot for the 3. And will make a beautiful shot there just on the outside. Ka pai te kaumarima, Mr. Trevor. Kei aia no e pāhi ai te pōro. Ki tua, ki tēnā, ki tēnā. An attempt for a steal. Unfortunately, we'll give a foul, a hara there for our number 11, Keaton of Ngā Taiatea Wharekura. Back to Anderson. Into the middle, Legend. Seems as though that is number 7, not number 9, Arahomai e te whānau. Yeah, two light-coloured head, Tāne. Ruben gets it up, puts it in. Rua te kaumarima he kona e toi ana I tēnei wāhanga tuatahi. Rua te kaumawha ki a Ngā Taiatea, te kaumarima ki a te aroha. Has the passer back. Great defense being displayed by Ngā Taiatea. Screen gets placed, cuts right in between. From the corner, just off the back of the rapa. Managed to keep the ball alive, but that will be the end of our first quarter at te whānau. Definitely a great first quarter. 24 te Ngā Taiatea Wharekura, te kaumarima ki a rātou a te aroha. We also have one used timeout. Excuse me, we have one used timeout from Te Aroha. 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock. I would just like to go over a few good kōrero about our kura. Excuse me. From Te Aroha College. Finished 3rd in qualifying. Beat Katsikatsi College 74-48 in the 3rd and 4th playoffs. Finished number 1 in their pool. 4 pools of 6 teams. That's very impressive. Kia rātou a Te Aroha College. A few rep players as well. A few rep players in their team. One of them being, of course, Manea Heke, part of the New Zealand Junior Tall Blacks under 20 nationals. Mauri ore ki a koe tama. Manea Heke will be number 11. I believe he's one of the tāne sitting down just on the camera there. From Ngā Taiatea, they finished 4th in 2023. Tai tua whā ki tēnei o ngā whakataitai. Finished 2nd in qualifying. They lost to Akainas. Engari rā, koe a rātou hoki, they don't have any rep players in their team. He tīma kua hangaia mai ngā kai tākoro te kura noa. So just playing for their kura, coming here to Palmerston North and enjoying their time here. Koe a rātou, te kāhoki o ngā tamatāne, te kauhe kona e toi ana. Ai, ki te mōhio pai au he kāhoki tēnei tīma Ngā Taiatea. E harei te mea nōku noa te taua kura, engari rā, they have had some powerful teams for a while now, a few years running. They've always had a strong team in their disposal. Engari rā, ka hoki atu ki te wāhanga tuarua o tēnei kēmu, te community. Just going to wait on our ref's whistle. Ka pai kua karawhiua. Kaumatahi. Mr. Heke passes it into the middle and we'll get almost a basket there just outside of the key. McKinley carrying the ball to the centre of the courts. Kainui Lewis. Ka Ruben, engari kua whai atu a rātou a Te Aroha. Nā Taonui te pōro. Give it out to Caden, back to McKinley. And almost manages to knock that one in. Running it in straight through. Ngari ki te kokonai nāne, Kormai rushes towards it, but the kuru Whiwhi Toru is hit by a beautiful man, Te Kaumātahi Mr. Heke. Our rep national team, our rep player, aroha mai, Tānui Lewis. Unfortunately, a short pass will give it to Te Aroha College with Ruben by himself. Giving it to Baraka though. Te Aroha catching up with just 4 points behind now. You see, Te Aroha have definitely picked up their defense a lot more, and that will give them tahara. Ko Kormai anō tērā. Kei te rārangi kuru tautsuku. Kei te whai. Nā Te Aroha te pōro moving down into the corner for Baraka. Beautiful, strong passes there, putting it up and getting it in and including the and one. Ka pai koia rā tērā namawhitu Vince Linden. Take a look at that replay. Puts it up nicely and gets the foul with it. Tahi noa te whiu. Manages to knock it in nicely. 1 point behind in ngā tai ātea. McKinley now passes it down to Caden for the three. And knocks it in nicely. Widening the gap of the lead just by a little bit. Barker passes it out to Linden and the travel will be called. Ka pai ko komai tēnei i te rāringi mutunga. Rāringi taha. McKinley for the three and knocks it down very nicely. 30 points altogether in ngā tai ātea. Te Aroha College making their way down. Tānui tries to sneak up behind. Baraka for the three. Just bounces out of our tapa there. McKinley keeps the ball alive, but Te Aroha does have it. And knocks it down nicely. Number 11, Mr. Heke. Beautiful three there. McKinley making his way down the centre. Tānui. Down the middle to Ruben. Back to McKinley. Goes for the fade. Manages to knock it down. Beautiful mahi. I've seen barely any fouls happen for defense. I've only seen the fouls happen in terms of blocking our opponent from getting a point, which is a good sign to me. We're almost there. Hands are up, but the foul will be called for our boy Ruben Namatekau from ngā tai ātea. And he will be getting subbed out for number 14, Tāniora Peta. Ka pai we have number 8, Mr. Callan here for the free throw. Unfortunately, it will be a low one. We'll be giving it Kormai here on the side. Down to McKinley. Back up to Kormai, rushes in. It is a bit long. Tainoa is there. Tāniora, sorry. McKinley for the three. Engari rā kua Āhua iti te era. He rawe te rongo I ngā kōrero ia o ngā kaiwhakahaere o ngā tima. Lovely to hear what the coaches have to say. Kaupai Anderson passes it to Noni. Fortunately, it is just off the rim. Gets the rebound though, Baraka. Mr. Heke to Baraka. Fortunately, doesn't nail the three. Good attempt of these rebounds. Good pass. Knocks it in. Fortunately, it is a bit short. We'll make it just around the tapa there. Ngā tai ātea me te tūrapa. Tānui. Kōmai. Unfortunately, it does head out. Kāpai ki te puta. Ki te whakawhitiwhiti I etahi kai tākoro I tēnei wā. Ko auru mai rā tūmana kona ma iwa. Ara nama whāko tahu ki te rangi Harmon. Anderson with the ball. Passing it down to Mr. Heke. Barker now coming around back to Heke. Heke finding his way in. A reach will be called. A reach will just hit the ball actually. Gives it back to Te Aroha. Aroha mai te whānei. Ka pai kia Kōmai makes his way in, puts it up. Especially with that height. That boy is definitely capable of getting up onto the rim. Baraka now carrying. Nonu aroha mai. Nonu. Lovely jump shot there, right at the free throw line. Give them a lovely 2 points there. Tahu ki waho. But trying to find an opening here for an opening pass. Tāniora makes his way in. And Kōmai puts it back. Barker carries it on the left side of the court. And drives through wonderfully. Drives through 3 defenders and just puts it in the basket. Ara ko Caden tērā e whakātu ana I ona piro maha. Ko Nonu tērā, ka Hotski Anderson. Hei kuri whiwhi toru engari kua roa. Ka whaia Kōmai I te tūrapa. Ko ki mai a Caden me te pōro. Hei kuri whiwhi toru anō pēr. Ai kei aia. Anderson coming back. Barker with the ball. Passing it back and forth, trying to get that easy little sneak in. Just a quick little cut. Engari kei tūmana ko te pōro I nāne. Drives in wonderfully and manages to knock it in. Widening the point gaps now. And the timeout will be called. Te Aroha had their groove at the beginning of that game, not allowing ngā Taiate to score a bit of those points. Engari I nāne. It's come to a bit of a struggle here to try and keep momentum of those points coming in. Te pai hoki o ngā kai kuru, ngā kuru peke o me ki, the shooters of both teams. We have Caden Taurua. Caden Taurua, I believe he's earned up to 54 points on his own from the Te Koutu game. Ka pai noa ko ngā āhuatanga wāua ke Mutawhitowi, they beat, this is ngā tai a te aroha mai. They beat the Greymouth High School 101-86. Ara, they beat Hatopaora College 134-72. Ara, they beat Te Koutu 103-59. Ara ke konei rātau ina ane, 44-30. Not much of a gap we have on this game. Te whānau te aroha is still in this game. 14 points is not much at all. Ara, ko rātau a te aroha, he tīma kaha. He tīma kaha hoki rātau ki te hoki mai i ētahi piro, ki te whai piro maha hoki i te wāpaku. They also a team, te aroha, is quite capable of scoring many points in such a little time. With 4 minutes left on the clock. Baraka with the ball. Passing over to Mr. Greaves. Trevor. In the middle there. Back out to Baraka. More to 3, unfortunately. It is a bit short. Ngātai out there with the rebound. Kormai rushes in. Just outside. Tahuki Terangi comes off Tarapa there. Beautiful pass there to the opposite side of the court. We'll give it to Trevor. Out to Heke. Good defense being displayed. Ngari rā kea Trevor te poro i nāne. Heke for the 3. Baraka now. Back to Heke. On the outside. Shot clock's about to. Unfortunately, will be a bit short. I believe I can see the ideas of what is trying to be accomplishing. Ari ko te execution tērā e kore e whai. So I believe Te Aroha is just getting their groove back. It is a bit different on this court. It's a bit quiet, as though more pressure is on you. Left side, we have Heke. Pass it to Vince Lendon for the 3 and knocks it in wonderfully. Tori te kaumā, tori whā te kaumā whā. McKinley in the middle there. Kata Tumanako for the 3. Puts it in the middle to Kormai. Spin move and gets it in wonderfully. Ka pai ke waho i nāne. Putting it back in. Baraka will now shoot for the 3. And Baraka gets the rebound. Unfortunately, doesn't go in. Ka pai na Vince there. Na number 7 puts it back in for the 3rd time. Closing the gap of the points. Caden to McKinley. Tumanako. For the 3. Open shots. Gets it in. Ai te kahoki o ēnei kai whiu, kai kuru i te poro. Those shooters and both teams are actually quite good. Unfortunately, the pass will fly out. Tumanako Gardner goes off to chase it. Tumanako aroha mai. Tumanako Clark Gardner. McKinley going down the middle of the court to Tumanako. For yet another 3, comes off Tarapa, unfortunately. Mr. Heke carries the ball. Baraka in the corner, rushes in towards the hoop, tries to put it up. Just comes off Tarapa there, but the ball will go to Te Aroha. Substitutions coming in. Mr. Anderson coming back in for our number 6, Denzel Mokina. And taps it in nicely. Koi hoki tērā ko Vince Lendon. McKinley with the ball. Passes it in to Kormai. Kormai brings it up. Well done. Just over a minute left on our clock e te whānau. Ngā tai a te rima te kaumā tahi te aroha tori te kaumā whitu. Just to the top, back to Lendon, to Baraka, back to Lendon. Arā, kua nganai aia. E kuru. Kuru whiwhi toru. Ai, koe ara te kupu. Ka pai ko Hotskia Kormai ke Wanganui. Euro steps in and knocks it in wonderfully. Mr. Trevor carrying the ball down the court. Showers outside to Lendon. Almost knocks another one in. That'll be McKinley with the ball now. Beautiful screen placements. Try to give Caden. Tainiora will get it up. No, nothing is called. 3 seconds in the key, unfortunately. We'll give the ball over to Te Aroha with 9 seconds left on the clock. Te Aroha now 5 seconds. Ka pai koe ara te wāhanga tuatahi o tēnei kēmu. Whakahirahira tēnei kēmu nui i tēnei whare. So we have Ngā Taiatea Wharekura currently at 53, Te Aroha at 40. Ka pai, we're just going to go a bit of a break at te whānau, and we'll be right back. Mā te wā.
This is a solid region, I reckon.
They're the OGs.
It's a banger.
Make Māori Plus your mate. Download the app today.
At Apollo Projects, we create better outcomes because we never make any assumptions. Like this sports facility. The client sent out their brief. And when it came to the 4 submissions, we impressed the client with a proposal that went over and above. Because we'd done things differently. We'd pulled together a team of experts, looked around the world for inspiration, and exceeded the client brief. We even brought it in on budget by reducing fees and prioritising function over form. At Apollo, we're more innovative, create specialist project teams, deliver on our promises, and build to the budget. Apollo Projects. No assumptions, better outcomes.
This isn't an ad about four-wheel drives. It's about knowing the place, as well as the locals.
We found the place. That's a good start. Built by my great-grandfather 20 years ago.
I'm Trevor Johnson, and I'm a sheep and beef farmer from the Forgotten World Highway. Some of the country we bought was quite steep and difficult. We have pushed those blocks to pine trees. 1,000 hectares into forest and 7,000 hectares will stay in grazing. To me, it's just the best use of land. If you've got land that is not so productive, it's a marvellous way of increasing your income.
Randy, are you ready?
Yeah. Permission to board. Push, push, push.
Giving up is not an option.
You could just feel the weight away.
Oh my God! I could see myself here on a beautiful sunny day, doing some mad manus in there. Let's go.
No special karakia to speed the process.
Make Māori Plus your mate. Download the app today.
Nau mai hoki mai ngā whānau ki te kāinga e mātakitaki mai ki tēnei o ngā kaupapa whakahirahira on this amazing, beautiful court. Welcome back. It will be our second half shortly. We just have a minute to spare on the clock. We have Ngā Taiatea here on the camera. We're in the black and orange, and we also have Te Aroha in the yellow and maroon. I did realise that I've yet to introduce myself during this entire... Oh, we have the ball stuck in the hoop. Ingarira, I've yet to introduce myself in this beautiful position that I have here. It will be the commentator. Ko pōkai hau sho tēnei, he uri no te arawa no Ngāti Parau, no Ngāti Rarotonga hoki. Good fact, I did go to Ngā Taiatea. Yes, I have mentioned and I'll mention again. Ko tae atu au ki Ngā Taiatea. That was one of my previous schools. Rā te rawe hoki te kite I tēnei tīmā kua tae mai ki tēnei o ngā whakataitai nui o ngā nahinara. Ka pai te āhua nei kua rite ngā tīmā ki te uru atu ki te kōtī nai nei. Ka pai te āhua nei, ko rātai ko ngā tai a te hei timatanga I te pōro. And that will be half-time at te whānau. Let our game commence. Caden I nine me te pōro, number 11. McKinley will pass it back to Caden. He kuru whiwhi tori pia. Ka ko hoki atu ki McKinley. Kia tānui Lewis for the kuru whiwhi toru. Unfortunately, we will get the tūrapa, we'll get the tūrapa for Te Aroha. Baraka with the ball. Outside to Anderson. Back to Baraka. Great pressure being applied here from ngā tai atea. Unable to get inside that key, but Anderson will, unfortunately, it will just hit off the top of there, getting out. Not many fouls this game, I'll say. It's been a good game. No fouls, not many fouls. Therefore, many players have fouls to use strategically. And also one timeout has been used from Te Aroha, but that is about it. Well done. Tānui Lewis makes his way into the key. Puts up a nice floater against the backboard. Baraka I nai nei. Ka pai ko Kimi he rautaki pia ko ngā tori pointa. Kaore. Ko whakahoki atu kia Tānui Lewis hei hari te pōro. Ko mai kia Caden. He kuru whiwhi tori pia hei whakautu. Ko whaia tāni ora, and good intercept there by our boy Linden. Vince Linden there. Ka pai nā ngā tai ata te pōro I te āhua, nei? McKinley. Tānui in the corner. Unfortunately, it will be a bit short, but Kormai is there to put it back in. Barker pulling the ball, into the middle of the court. Back to Anderson. And Eurostep, but will call the foul from McKinley, unfortunately. Koia rā te hara. Koenei rā te kuru tautuku tuatahi. Kua ea I aia Baraka. Ka pai kua ea I aia McKinley nai nei. Kaiwhi te pōro, back to Tānui. Kimi rautaki, keiha te aratika. Caden, step back. Lovely cut there to, oh no, nothing was called, kei te pai. Back to Caden, will take it outside to Tānui Lewis for the three. Unfortunately, it is a bit long. Heke with the ball. Ka whakahoki atu kia Baraka. Drives it in, but it will be a high pass, unfortunately. Mā ko mai te pōro I te taha. McKinley drives it right through to Kormai. Oh, aroha mai. Te Tānui waiting there, puts it in nicely. Wonderful interception. Unfortunately, a bit fast. Give it back to Te Aroha. Baraka rushes his way in the middle of the court. Te Heke puts up a punk fake. Ka pai. Beautiful passes there. Unfortunately, doesn't connect. And the defensive foul is called upon trying to look for our boy's number 8, it seems so. Number 8 being Kellen. Ai, ko ia rā ko Kellen tērā. Caden passing it to McKinley for the 3, knocks it in nicely, giving Ngātai Aotea a 20-point lead in this game. Heke to Baraka. Baraka again. Passes it on to Trevor, makes his way down the key, dishes it off, and the block from Taniora is clean. McKinley will make his way down, all the way down. Engari mā te rapa, and a bit of a reach, unfortunately. We'll give it to Te Aroha yet again. Substitutions coming in from both sides. We have number 4, Mason from Te Aroha. Rā hoki ko hoki mai Atu Manako. A Ruben rātou ko Tahu ki te rangi. Baraka carrying the ball now. To Heke. Heke with a pump fake. Makes his way closer to the hoop, Baraka. Heke yet again. Back to Trevor. Hands up. Manages to get the rebound, Kormai. Keeps the ball alive. Rushes his way through the middle of the court. Nothing is called. Tries to reach over, but Kormai makes his way outside of the court. Baraka makes it all the way up and will get the 2 shots. He hara tēnā, no reira he kuru tautuku ka hoatu ki aia. See that replay? It was a good rush into the crowd, allowing an easy hara to occur. Well done. Ka pai ke tere hoki a Ngātai Aotea ki te hoki atu ki tau atu taha. Tahu ki te rangi. Ooh, te tahu hoki. He kuru whiwhitoru tēnā. Baraka with the ball. Trevor. Heke has it now. For the 3. He kuru whiwhitoru kei aia hoki. Tahu ki te rangi kia McKinley. Tumanako. Kormai will get the good pass. Knocks it off the backboard. Puts it back in. And knocks it down. Maintaining their 20-point lead now. Ngātai Aotea Te Aroha with Trevor coming down the right side. To Baraka. Struggling to find their way inside of the court. We always have 2 defenders in there. But Baraka manages to get through. Unfortunately, the ball flies out. Baraka is not afraid to get in there. Sumanako. And it will come off the hand of one of our Ngātai Aotea boys, giving it to Te Aroha. Substitutions coming in, number 9 being Legend McLaren. Raiwa hoki ko number 6 being Denzel, coming up for Heke and Baraka. Mason te poro e karawhiu ki roto. Ka pai na nonu te poro. Ko hatu ki a Legend. O nā Kormai e tāhai atu. Ka pai nā Ruben, he kaitiaki, engari kua ea Trevor. Beautiful Euro step to return the favour. McKinley will get the ball coming in. Tries to fetch it over our defenders there, engari rā kua puta atu ki waho. Ki te whakaaro tonu hea ha te haka mā rātou Ngātai Aotea te poro. Okay, so Te Aroha hoki i pā atu te poro. Ka pai. Ko mai. Pass it to McKinley, dishes it up nicely, nice and fast, easy. Nice and quick. Ka pai mai Trevor te pōro e riru atu ki tau atu taha. Legend with the ball. Pump fake. Leads himself in for a lovely floater to finish the job. Just under 4 minutes left on our clock at te whānau. McKinley makes his way in for a beautiful layup. He rei kuru e ki ana. Rei kuru. Lay up. Unfortunately, it will be short from Legend. Substitutions are coming in. Caden and Taniora coming in for Kormai, as well as our boy Tūmanako. Tahu ki te rangi mana te pōro e whiu ki roto. McKinley dishes it off to Caden, trying to create distance. He knows he can shoot. Gets the rebound, and there will be the call, but tā te karanga. Alright, pai hoki taua karanga. Will be in the baseline. Taniora, unfortunately getting the offensive foul there. Bit of a push. Giving the ball back to Taroha. Trevor with the ball. Coming down the middle of the court. Legend passing it off. Denzel back to Legend. Puts it up. Just comes back out of the tapa there. Mason's here to put it back in. Unfortunately, it's not getting in. Caden with the ball. McKinley, kauru atu ki roto I te ki. Engari he ua mana te puta. Tāhua nei, ko whai harai a rātou o ngā tai ātea. Ko hatu atu ki a rātou o te aroha. Oh, ko huri huri. Ko whai harai a rātou a te aroha, me hoatua ki a ngā tai ātea. Taniora with the ball. Ko whai atu he hara anō pēr I te āhua. Ai. Ka rārangi atu ki te rārangi kuru tautuku, the free throw line. Kia rua hoki ngā kuru. Ka pai whaihurianga o ngā kai tākoro I tēnei wā. Taniora, kia rua. He kuru tuarua. Kua puta hoki engari nā Baraka tērā e whai te tūrapa, the rebound. Baraka anō. Unfortunately, the ball does fly out. And it will be back to Te Aroha. Comes off the hand of one of our ngā tai ātea boys. Mr. Anderson now passing it in. Right to Heke. Back to Anderson for the three. Almost looks good. A bit of a clash there in the air. Will be given to ngā tai ātea. Unfortunately, Mr. Vince Linden there. Auwe, I te ahua nei kua whai hoki te maha hoki o ngā hara. Nā aua hara e rima, kua whai hoki I te wā ma ia o ngā kai tākoro ki te whai, ki te rāringi, kuru tautuku. Due to having 5 fouls as a team, for this quarter we will allow, it allows the one being fouled in order to get the free throws. Aroho mai he pai ake tuku reo Pākehā, Māori. My reo Māori is much better than my reo Pākehā, you could say. Barker trying to find his way. Rushes in, puts it up. Fortunately, it will be out by yellow, giving it to Ngā Taiātea Wharekura. Just under 2 minutes left on the clock at Te Whānau. We have Caden, who will be throwing it into McKinley. Mr. Anderson will apply defense upon McKinley. Tahu ki te rangi to McKinley for the screen. Anderson is there though. It will be given back to Ngā Taiātea. Te kauhekona on the shot clock for our boys of Ngā Taiātea. Tāne ora with the ball. And the travel will be called. Mabaraka te poro. Good dish there, right into the middle. Gets past two with a nice floater. Caden finding his way in. And dishes it in nicely. 79 points to Ngā Taiātea, 53. Heke find his way. Fortunately, the kuru taupiki, I believe, the kuru topa was the way to go, engari rā. Kei te pai, good attempt. And i te āhua nei. Te āhua nei kua whai a rātou a te aroha i te pōro. Heke will get the three maybe. Just comes out of the tapa, gives it back to Te Aroha. Barker with the ball, chases his way in, leads it up and will get the foul. Koe ara te hara, mānama te kauara ko Ruben tēnā. Koe ara te hara tua whā of Ruben, unfortunately, giving him one more will set him down for the rest of the game. Baraka, nice. Lovely free throw there. Ara ko te kuru tautuku tuarua. 33 seconds left on the clock at te whānau. Fortunately, just comes back out of the rapa. McKinley makes his way down. Tahu ki te rangi. Almost able to get that free throw. Oh, that intercept, sorry. Baraka tries to make his way in. Mr. Anderson follows. Almost manages. Tāne ora. Dishes it off to McKinley. Caden. And makes the buzzer beater as well for 80 points in total for Ngā Taiātea. That is the third quarter at te whānau. We just have a 2-minute break in between our quarters here. 80 points Ngā Taiātea, 54 to Te Aroha. Engari ko tāku, I won't be long at te whānau. I'll be right back right after this last quarter starts. Ka pai kua karangatia te pere nei kia koutou ki te kāinga koe nei rā te wāhanga whakamutinga. Ngā tai Aotea wharekura kia te aroha. Te aroha in the yellow, of course, and ngā tai Aotea in the black and orange. Ka pai te aroha here, starting off with Baraka. Giving it back to Miss Linden, out to Trevor. Kuruwhiwhi tori pēr. Fortunately, it will be a bit short with Tāniora getting the rebound to McKinley. Tāniora rushes in and dips it in nicely. Baraka here, right side. Unfortunately, the pass will be quite long. Caden, ko hotu kia McKinley. Caden kia Tāniora. Oh, aroha mai kia Taonui. Aroha mai. Getting that screen, fake screen, pumping it inside to Kormai. Beautiful play. Te aroha now, passing it out to Baraka on the left side of the court to Heke. Can pump fake the three. To Linden. Trying to fight his way in. Double dribble is called. Giving it back to Ngā Tai Aotea. Substitutions are indeed being made. Making their way down the court. Kormai comes up. McKinley rushes in strong. Finishes off. Oh, kāre au I rongo I te kairiwhi aroha mai. So I can't really tell you why everyone stopped. These headphones are very mamai on my taringa. Anyways, Denver out to Legend. Legend makes his way through, trying to get past Tāniora. And it will be a travel. Giving it to McKinley. On the side there, to Tāniora. Taonui, aroha mai. Kua roa te rā, kua roa te rā. Aroha mai Taonui Lewis. Ka pai ko hotu kia Caden. Ki te kimi rautaki, ki te kimi I te ara tika. And we'll give a good step back into a three. Engari kāre whai. Reaching over, we'll give it to Taroha. He jumps over the ball, he jumps over the player to grasp the ball. Will be given to Denver here. Mason, called Mason Te Namawha. Let's get Anderson. Legend. Back to Anderson. Anderson rushes in with a good floater to finish it off, giving them 56 points. McKinley. Straight to Tāniora, puts it up. Unfortunately, flies back out, but Tāniora is there. Kormai is there to knock it back in. Anderson with the ball. To Legend. And the foul will be called on McKinley. Giving 2 shots there for our boy Mason. Ka pai big subs coming in. Ruben, tahu ki te rangi. Ooh, Ruben, ko uenuku paikau tēnei. Tōna wātua tahi te kōti on this game. Ruben, with his last foul, as well as 2 manako. Fortunately, the ball doesn't want to go in the hoop at that moment. We have a second free throw now. Great free throw though. Ka pai Tānui. Gets to the middle of the court, tahu ki te rangi, back to Tānui for the fake. Rushes in, tahu ki te rangi. Beautiful splash there, just inside the 3-point line. Anderson with the ball. Anderson to Denver. Back to Anderson. Legend is free. Gives it back to Mason for the quick spin. And Tumanako gets it back onto the Taiatea side to give Tahuki Te Rangi a chance to dish his way in for 2 shots. Kua pai te kuru tuatahi. Te kuru tauruku tuarua I tēnei wā, tautuku, kuru tautuku tuarua I nāia nei. Engari, kei te pai whai atu aia I tētahi. Anderson, kei aia te pōro. Ka whai atu kia Legend. E kimi huarahi. What's kia Anderson anō. Kia Legend. Ka kuhu atu ki roto, engari ka puta. Ka ka uru atu. He will manage to get to the hoop. Puts it up fake. Lovely fake there put up by Anderson. Makes 2 defenders jump up. Just over 6.5 minutes left on the clock at Te Whānau. Tumanako with the ball. Step back with a fake. Tahuki Te Rangi will try to dish it to Ruben. Luckily, Ruben did in fact not do that foul, or else he would be getting onto the bench, which is quite sad. Koera taku here. I'm very good at getting onto the bench by fouling. Tumanako, kia Tahuki Te Rangi. Tahuna ki roto I te pākete. Aro mai te whānau e āhua pōturi toku roro I tēnei wā. A bit slow in the head. Ko roa te wā. Denver. Back to Anderson. Anderson for the kuruwhiwhi toru. Fortunately, it will be a bit short. Mason tries to keep it alive there. Good attempt. Tumanako will pass it into Taonui Lewis, number 5. But Anderson is staying close. Don't want to let it be too easy. Ruben dishes it off. Loses control of the ball, but manages to keep it alive. Ruben with a good screen. Tahuki Te Rangi. Another beautiful shot there. I believe that will be his 4th 3-pointer of the game, as well as a few other shots being made. Denver will take control. Back to Anderson. To Nonu. Struggling to find a way in. Mason. Nonu makes it in. Just comes off the backboard there, off the rim, sorry. Denver back to Nonu. Trying to create some space, create some movement there in the inside of the key. Beautiful rebounds from our boys of Te Aroha. And he finally gets it, Uenaku. Tahuki Te Rangi. Passes it out to Taonui for the 3. It is a bit long, unfortunately. And no call there. Bit of a clash. Trying to find his way into the basket. And there will be a travel called. Ka pai. Beautiful defense being displayed from Te Aroha. Just under 5 minutes left on the clock at Te Whānau. Ka reo te tino mōhio hia ha te karanga I tēnei wā. I te āhua nei, it was a travel, but it seemed as though the ball was already being gripped upon by the time. Tumanako will pass it in though, we'll carry on, aroho mai. Ruben. Fortunately a missed pass, we'll give it to Legend. Nonu makes his way all the way to the hoop, puts it in nicely. Giving him a total of 60 points in this game. Taonui with the ball, making his way through the middle. Tahuki Te Rangi for the fake 3. Gets the rebound, engari rā kei Legend I nainei. Not sure what the call was there. Perhaps the Taonui Lewis. subs are coming in. Still trying to figure out the call there. We have McKinley, we have Caden, as well as Kormai returning to the court. And it will be Yellow's ball to Anderson. Back to Legend. Harry with a good fade. Tauki Te Rangi passes it out to McKinley. Inside to Uenuku. Uenuku back out to McKinley for the driving in. Beautiful fake out will give the ball into the hoop, giving themselves 99 points on this final quarter. Anderson currently. Good pass to Mason. Brings it up past Kormai, and it will be Anderson with the ball. Unfortunately, steps out of bounds just barely. Kormai. McKinley spins. Good dish off to Kormai. Passes it out to Tauki Te Rangi on the side. Unfortunately, it will be Legends ball. Great cross behind the back there. Ko Anderson tēnei. Nāna kia Harry. Ko gets kia Anderson. Me pāhi haere te pōro. Ka pā atu I te rapa, engari kua tūrapa mai rā I a rātou o te aroha. 2 steps in to Anderson. Gets the tūrapa. Legend rushes in for the float. Comes off the rapa again, unfortunately. Beautiful attempts at points at te whānau. Uenuku, unfortunately, just misses that one. Gives the ball to Mr. Anderson. Kapai Legend. Managed to steal the ball. Kormai. Engari rā kia rātou a te aroha. Legend. Good pump fake up, getting themselves the easy layup. Caden Inane. Puts up the 3. Unfortunately, just hits off the rim. Kormai. Good pass. Legend passes it to Mason. Mason to Legend, puts it up. Unfortunately, doesn't go in. Puts it back up and will draw the foul. Oh, black ball. Kapai, we do have a new player coming in from Te Aroha, being number 6. We have Denzel coming back in, sorry. Didn't see his long ponytail, his horsetail. Or his long hair. Tauki Te Rangi. Pass it to Uenuku. Back out to Tauki Te Rangi. Caden. Rushes in and will be pushed. Kapai, just less than 2 minutes left on the clock. 99 ngātai a te wharekura. Te Aroha College at 64. Kormai will pass it in, number 13 of the black team. McKinley on the outside for the 3. Will bounce off the rim. Nano Nui Nane. Dishes it to Mason. Mason gets up and gets blocked fully by Caden. Anderson for the 3. And it is a bit short, unfortunately. Kormai here. And there's the 2 shots for Kormai. First one goes in, giving them the 100-point game. Comes off the rim. Nonu. Feeding it off to Anderson. Back to Nonu. Give it to Denzel on the opposite side. Back to Anderson for the three. Comes off the rim just a bit short. Taiki Tarangi. Can hear the crowd laughing. Wanted something to happen there. A bit of an alley-oop, a bit of something. Engari rā, Komai just dishes it in. Kei te pai. A point is the point. And we got Mason to Harry. Harry dishes it in, but unfortunately it comes out. Caden does hold the ball now. Taiki Tarangi. It is a bit short. 27 seconds left on the clock. Yellow with the ball, Anderson. 20 seconds left. Nonu for the three. Did not see that coming. Kapai, they'll leave us with just 11 seconds left on the clock, 10 or 11 seconds. Halfway shot, perhaps. Ara, koe ara te kēmu I tēnei o ngā kōti a tāhua. Ko ngā tai a te wharekura, ngā kai Wikitoria, 102 points to ngā tai a te wharekura, 64 points to Te Aroha College. It's been an honour being able to spectate and being able to commentate on this beautiful sport, on this beautiful game. Ngā mihi nui kia koutou ngā tīma, ngā mihi nui koutou ngā whānau, ngā kai āwhina, ara hoki ngā kai riwhi. You guys down there running this game. Thank you so much to everyone. I hope everyone has a good night and we'll be back tomorrow for day 3 of this tournament. Ko pōkai hau shō tēnei, mā te wā.
Pats. Awe. Peka. Sino pai. Tai aha.
Ko mōhi o koe ki te hanga o te kai kōrero. I runga I te āhua o tana rāka.
Hei.
Croc. Manu kōrero. The makers of rangatira. Mātaki ki te reo me Māori Plus.
Rangatira.
This season, Basketball New Zealand takes coaching to the next level. Featuring BNZ Kiwi Hoops and 2 Degrees Girls Got Game on Coachmate. For coaches, discover engaging practices with ready-made plans featuring easy-to-follow games that kids will love. Or tap into your creative side and make your own sessions with our library of great activities that you can learn in under 90 seconds. And level up your coaching skills with lessons, tips, and official resources. Managing a team this year? Get your team in sync with improved team management features, like sharing training and game information. Create polls, see who's attending practice, and communicate directly with parents to arrange things like carpools. Or just share the fun with photo uploads and team chat. Saying yes to coaching has never been easier. Download the free app now and support the next wave of basketball lovers to have their best season yet with Basketball New Zealand on Coachmate.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this isn't about what we wore back in the day.
We're going to go now. Going once, going twice. No more offers. Sold!
It's about being trusted to get a better result for our clients since 1973.
Hey. Sport is about more than just the game. It's about going from teammates to best mates. It's the high fives and helping hands. It's learning when to back yourself or back your buddies. It's actually being excited to get out of bed early on a Saturday. Sport is about more than just the game. That's why Caltex is proud to help fuel school sports.
The forest should never have been taken off this steep hill country that's eroding, and it makes absolute sense to afforest those hills. What we're doing here is using the exotics to help that process get established. We're looking at a managed transition process where those pines are progressively thinned as the native understory establishes. We're trying to do several things here. Soak up carbon, establish native forest, and we're trying to improve biodiversity. You're achieving an awful lot with one program of activity.
At Apollo Projects, we create better outcomes because we never make any assumptions. Like this multinational company's cold store build contract. All proposals were submitted, but the costs were just too high. So the client chose Apollo to help. We sat down with the client and their consultant and had a think. We challenged them on key points. If we closed up the aisle widths to what was required by the forklifts being used and removed the ceiling to make it the roof, we'd save on materials while lowering the building. With the building now the right height and size, the walls can move away from the boundary, removing the firewall requirement, leading to a 20% reduction in cost and now coming in on budget. Now the building is right-sized, the total cost of ownership is lower, it's safer to build and maintain, and it's on budget. Apollo Projects. No assumptions, better outcomes.
Mana kore ana tōre wha. Hei, pauri atu.
This is an opportunity that we can't pass on.